So, man, it's been sitting in front of us for a few days now. The Dateline online predator thing. Holy crap. Did you see this show?
I did not see it. I heard some clips.
Dateline rented a house in a really nice suburb, and then they did the online chat and got these predators.
With some pedophiles. Posing as children. They get the pedophiles, and then they invite them over the house, and when they walk in, there's a Dateline camera crew asking them, hey, what's your problem, bud?
What the fuck are you doing here?
What are you doing trying to hook up with a young boy? And instead of turning and running, they actually sit there and talk to the guy.
Well, they can't run because at that point, I guess because it's news, they're going to show the footage on TV. You're not signing releases.
How about running, though?
Well,
they're getting as little camera time as possible.
I'll explain that. They don't really say what it's for at first.
Is the camera hidden, or is it right in front of their face?
The reporter just kind of all of a sudden walks into the kitchen. And it's like, hey, bud.
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
What are you doing here? And then they talk for a while, get some info out of them, and then they explain what it's for, and then they start, running.
Freaking out a little bit.
But at that point, it's too late. They got a rabbi. They got Naked Guy is the star of the show.
Naked Guy?
Naked Guy.
I haven't heard about
They convinced this guy to come to the house with beer for a kid and get naked in the garage. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time.
Oh, what an ass. I got to see the video.
So then they got video, of the kitchen, and all of a sudden Naked Guy walks into the kitchen. And there's the report, like, what the hell are you doing?
With the ball blur?
Blur out pixelated nutsack.
With the pixelated balls.
And the reporter, just disgusted, hands him a towel, looking away like, ugh, cover yourself, and then we'll talk.
But not only was he naked for a child.
Yeah, for a kid with beer.
Whew. That's the highlight, right, Nathaniel?
Yeah,
screw the rest of it. We can play it right now, all right?
Yeah, let's hear.
Man told to come in naked.
And what do they use, chicks for the voice of the young boys or something?
Yeah, they actually used a chick that sounded kind of like a little kid, I guess.
What, the girl who plays Bart Simpson?
It's never a child, people. I don't know who's still getting caught. Who is still getting... They're the same people that are, like, sending their bank accounts numbers to Nigeria?
Yeah.
Because there's a fortune there that has to be sent over to the U.S.?
My roommate almost got caught up in that.
Stop it.
Yeah, sent a sexy picture of a Nigerian girl. Hey, they kidnapped me, and they said I have to stay at this hotel until I get $4,612.
Sorry, you can be there a while.
I think we should go through this whole thing.
Most of these are pretty good.
Yeah, this is a really good thing. And then there's a little twist and a surprise as far as the Naked Guy goes.
Ooh.
You guys didn't see the show?
Mm-mm.
All right, I'll keep it at that. You won't believe what happens to Naked Guy at the end of this thing. Here's the first clip.
We enlisted the help of volunteers from a vigilante organization called Perverted Justice. Volunteers of this controversial group are experts at pretending to be children online in order to catch and expose potential predators. And in most states, soliciting a minor for sex is still a crime, even if it turns out the minor is really an adult posing as a child.
He had to stop at the bank first.
While some in law enforcement strongly oppose any civilian group conducting sting operations, Perverted Justice volunteers say they are often able to provide authorities, from local police to the FBI, evidence to build cases and get convictions.
Let's go to Guido real fast in Philly. Guido.
Oh, yo, guys, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Guido.
See the Egyptian guys who wanted to buy the house, so a 13-year-old's going to sell them the house?
Yeah, they all come up with some crazy excuses why they're there, and the reporter, whatever, from Dateline's like, no, we got the transcript. You weren't coming here to buy the house. You weren't coming here to do this. You were coming here because you thought you were going to have sex with an underage boy.
No one's there for a kid toucher sex.
The thing was hilarious to watch. I hate to admit.
But that's the thing. Is like, okay, just one little psychological thing. It's like they said the little girl this supposed little girl or little boy goes, come on over to my house. Sure, I'm going to come on over to your house, little boy. Your house? Not a meeting at Inspiration Point or Al's Diner or something, but at your house?
Yeah.
Like what? My mommy's not home. How do you end up doing that?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing where you go, are you stupid?
Dude, they're so sexed up into a froth. They're just they're pumping. Just the thought that they are going there to have some sex with a kid, all logic goes out of their head.
Oh, my God.
They lose
man.
their minds.
Hey, come on in. Sit down. Have a little, I have some toy cup tea and some...
Oh, yes, of course.
And I have, what's the Easy Bake Oven cookies? Have a seat, naked man.
Here we go. Here's the next clip.
So how do perverted justice operatives find potential sexual predators? First, they go into chat rooms, usually through AOL or Yahoo, and set up a profile of a 12, 13, or 14-year-old. A profile that often includes a photo of a child obviously underage, like this one provided by the girl's mother. Then the decoys wait to be contacted by an adult. In order to avoid the appearance of entrapment, they never make the first contact. But once a chat begins, the undercover operatives make it known they're open to the possibility of sex. A few decoys even seem eager.
How quickly do these conversations turn sexual?
Sometimes very quickly. As soon as the conversation is, hi, my name is, I'm 14 years old or 13 years old, and the gentleman will then say, look at this, and send you a picture or say something else. And that would be the crime right there.
Just can't wait.
Look at, hi, how old are you? 14? Here's my cock. Picture of my cock. Not even like a fine how do you do or anything.
Like no tact, even for the kids. It's like even a little kid will go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Hey there, fella.
Dude.
I just
Talk about baseball for a while.
You're going to get some. You're going to get some.
Calm down.
Let's kiss for damn excited.
Just got home from school. I'm 14 years old, and can I put it in your ass? What?
He's a turnoff.
Jeez, what classes you taking?
I thought older men were supposed to be cool.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
Be a little smooth.
That is a great angle. Right to it, man.
Damn. And then the guy has pedophile voice. The guy doing the thing, it's like, he has that look in it, creepy voice.
Well, now we get into some of the audio of the pedophiles. Listen to this.
Here's a 46-year-old who calls himself the Sphinx 59.
Yeah.
He thinks he's talking to a 12-year-old girl named Sarah. It takes him only 4 minutes of chatting online to ask her, are you a virgin? She says she is, and then he asks if she's ever performed oral sex. In this chat, as in many other men's chats, things get much more graphic and disgusting.
As soon as those boundaries are crossed, in a lot of ways, the chat tends to get a lot more explicit very quickly.
This man, VA male 69 2005, who's 28, thinks he's talking to Erin, a 14-year-old. He asks her bra size, if she shaves anything other than her legs, and says there's just something about a teen body.
I'm 14, man. My name is Erin, and I'm a cheerleader. Shave your pussy! Shave that snatch!
My girl is a hoe, and I still have to talk to her, like, a little bit. Like, I have to go, hey, babe, what you doing later?
Guys are fucking...
I can't even say that to my girl.
My name is Kathy, and I like puppy dogs. And I'm a virgin. You suck cock? Suck that cock. Jesus, what happened to me? I meant to type in, oh, nice to meet you, and what school do you go to, and I don't know. My name is Brittany, and I'm only 12 years old, and I like pop music. Lick your ass! You need an ass licking? Love licking teen ass. How about just, why? You like Barbie? Yeah, something.
Yeah,
so,
think
right
Ken's cute. Think King Dolls are cute.
Yeah, suck that cock.
Suck that cock. Oh, my God.
So at this point, they got the house that they rent, and they got the cameras ready to go, and now these guys are starting to show up at the house, convinced that they're going to meet some underage boy or girl.
Once a predator has made it clear he wants sex with a minor and makes a date for the liaison, the crime has already been committed.
Wow.
He doesn't even have to show up. But will he?
Hello?
Knock, knock.
The answer is yes.
Knock, knock.
But this man, once he sees me and not a teen, realizes he's made a big mistake and runs for the door.
Hey, how are you? Just come on. Whoa. Hey, you're not going to want to do that, I don't think.
Here's another guy who doesn't stay long.
Hey, how are you?
Good, I'd like to.
Good. Why don't you have a seat right over here?
No, thank you.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
He makes a beeline out to the garage, barely touches the stairs, and with his arms flailing, runs down the driveway and down the street. Clearly...
Just run away.
How quick did his rod go away when the Dateline guy like pokes his face and boop? Oh. You gotta have a guy with balls that stands there and go, "Is your daughter home?" That's who I was talking to.
They should have a midget standing there like with the back turned like Sylvester Stallone from that movie. What's it? Nighthawks, and just turn around and go, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Hey, you sicko!
You know what? Yeah, a little blonde-haired midget, like the one from fucking Total Recall.
And then the camera just does a close-up, back-up look.
Leaves a silhouette of him with his arms flailing on the front door as he ran through it like a cartoon.
He runs through like Donald Duck. But Daffy Duck is a shape of...
You see his arms, legs, and his boner.
It's the shape of a pedophile in the house. him and his shadow. Him and his shadow leaves one too.
A little bit of curly smoke follows him.
Oh my God, man!
Still into it there, big boy?
We got Tom on Long Island. Tom.
Hey, guys. Anybody pick up how much this guy sounds like Casey Kasem?
Yeah, it does sound a little like Casey Kasem.
About,
Coming in at number 5, a 12-year-old.
He does really. The Dateline guy is creepy.
Yeah, here we go. The rest of that clip.
Clearly, this man knows he's done something wrong. So does this guy.
I'm sorry, see, this is all myself.
No, I want to talk to you for a minute. No, I'm sorry. No, I want to talk to you.
No, I'm sorry.
He also makes a run for it, but he didn't come in a car, so he keeps running and running, presumably back to a bus station, trying desperately to hide his face. It may look funny, but what these men had in mind based on their internet chats was anything but. Most of the online conversations were so explicit, we can't even begin to show you.
Really?
That last guy's really funny because he's running away, and so Dateline hops in a van and starts following him.
Oh, no.
And then he just busts out an umbrella and holds it over his head while he's sprinting away.
They didn't commit a crime by just showing up?
They did.
They already committed the crime.
But Dateline's not a law enforcement agency, and this other company, or not company, but these people that have this website, what is it called? Perverted Justice. They do this. They don't have any jurisdiction or... You know, they're not legally. They can't arrest the guy, I guess. So no
cop was available just to.
No, I guess
at least a cop to sit down and to say, "Look, dude, I can arrest you." So
I'm sure they're going to be, looking for these guys, and
plus their lives are just ruined.
Yeah, the lives are wrecked.
This is on Dateline. Imagine going back to work after this.
Hey, saw you on TV.
Hey,
I was joking.
Yeah, it was a joke. I knew Dateline was there.
Here's the guy that tried to get out of it by saying he was buying the house or something.
Buying the house.
From a 13-year-old boy. I don't know. Let's listen in.
How's it going?
Good. Why don't you have a seat?
Thank you, sir. Nice seeing you.
What you doing here?
His name is Aladdin. He lied online about his age, saying he was 35. He's really 46. And instead of admitting he came here for a date with a 12-year-old girl, he says he's here to look at real estate. Later, he decides to come clean.
Why did you really come here?
To see, what's her name? Sarah.
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah. And you were talking with Sarah online?
Yes.
So all that other stuff in the house and all that was all a big fat lie?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how old Sarah is?
No.
He tries to convince me that the girl, Sarah, is 18, even though his own words tell a different story.
You say you're 35, male, and you say where you're from. She says she's 12. You say, oh, you're real young. You like older men? Depends, I guess. You ask her about her former boyfriends. Did she ever give them oral sex? She says yes. She tells you here that she's 12 years old. What is that number right there? What does that say?
12.
12, yeah.
I'm dyslexic.
So that 18 thing is a lie as well.
21? 21?
Then Aladdin apparently begins to feel faint.
What are you doing?
And lies down on the kitchen floor.
Are you okay?
Yes.
You want your water?
Of course he felt faint.
That nigga was looking for that genie. He's not rubbing his dick 3 times. Oh, genie, where you at, nigga?
Where's my flying carpet? Take me away. Only 12 years old. I am Aladdin.
I think his name was Aladdin.
Aladdin. Oh. You know that wasn't his real name. Oh, stop.
You're a kid toucher. You're a kid toucher. You're a filthy whore.
You can get a doggy style, you can get a lean on your side. Those are your only choices. This is my house and I get to say.
You're a kid toucher.
Show me how you suck a guy's cock. The last time I'm going to ask you.
You're a filthy whore.
Show me with your mouth. Show me with your mouth.
Torture! That's torture!
Goddamn rich cunt! Liar, liar, whore, liar, whore, and you know it. Here I am, lucky pound. You will be molested. Oh yeah, oh yeah. On the mouth.
He said, I can smell your cunt.
Oh my God. Do you want to kiss me or? You blew it!
We taste for nothing! Don't love me on me! Don't love me on me! You don't love me on me! Stupid! You're so stupid!
Don't just stare at it, eat it.
You're a little... That's right, you're a bitch, and I bet you'd like to suck it, wouldn't you? You blew it!
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
All right, body rock!
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
Who's in the hole?
You savage. Come on, bark like a dog for me.
Gotta love this satellite radio, huh, Patricia?
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Shame, shame, shame on you.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, cutie pie.
Good morning.
Stop whining. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Jesus, this ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This ain't happening.
And they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Fucking Aladdin, Jesus. He gets faint and has to lay down.
That was all in his head.
Poor Aladdin.
Poor Aladdin. Oh, man. He couldn't wait to, like, show off with that name.
Of course, I'm Aladdin.
I'm Aladdin. Is that your real name?
Another man, 56-year-old Simba, came in. Of course he did. Hakuna Matata, who the fuck are you? Means no worries for the rep. What the fuck, Dateline?
Hakuna. What the fuck? Where's the 12-year-old? Hakuna. What? Need no worries. Hakuna. What's that? Huh?
He's at the door. Knocking. It's going to be great. No worries for the rest of your day. Oh, of course.
Flipping a fucking coin.
It's like a zoot suit. He's spinning his watch, flipping a coin down the street. Getting me a 12-year-old tonight.
Walking like the frog. Hello, my baby.
Hello, why don't you take a seat here and talk to us for a while?
What the fuck? Who the?
What the?
Hakuna Matata might mean no worries, but I'm fucked.
Hakuna Matata.
I got a lot of worries. For the rest of your days.
He's tipping his top hat.
The philosopher, what the fucking...
wet,
who the...
Wet thumb in the corner of his eye. Oh, yeah. What the who?
Looking at himself in the reflection and the knocker on the door. Yeah, look for any boogers. Kids don't like boogers. Hakuna Mahu. Hakuna Matata. It means not do.
Hakuna Ma.
Hakuna Ma 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 Ma.
Hakuna Ma what?
It means I'm fucked.
Oh shit. Hakuna Ma what?
My philosophy.
No. Oh, my name is Simba. Aladdin. Aladdin. Oh, that nigga couldn't wait to be sexy. Hi, how you doing, baby? If you rub something 3 times, a genie won't pop out.
Beauty and the creep.
Oh, my goodness. Hakuna Mahua. Hakuna Mahua.
Hakuna Ma what the wah Dateline. This ain't good.
Henchman from Brooklyn on the instant feedback. Was he looking for a lad in his bed?
Yeah, a lad in his bed.
Oh, my God. Aladdin. He did not come there and his name was Aladdin.
Wow. Wouldn't it be funny if one of these sickos actually says while walking through the door, Opie and Anthony on XM Satellite Radio. Radio. All right, let's go to the next clip from the Dateline Predator special.
There's more Predator. Hakuna Mahu.
You better just sit there for another half hour.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. Yeah, let's just go to the clip.
Meet VA Male 69 2005. He's the one who said there's just something about a teen body. He's 28 and thinks he's talking to a 14-year-old. He chatted online for more than a week with our decoy and slowly introduced more and more depraved sexual requests. He even says he wants to involve a dog.
Come on. Stop it. Wants to involve a dog.
And when this guy comes in next, he twitches the entire time. He looks like he's trying to kiss something the whole time. He's like furrowing his face and pursing his lips the entire time.
By the way, we still haven't gotten to Naked Guy.
Oh.
I haven't laughed that hard in 6 months, and we still haven't got to Naked Guy with that little twist at the end of the show. Here we go.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Why don't you have a seat right around that stool?
Dog guy.
What's happening?
Not much.
What are you here for?
Just coming to talk to him.
Coming to talk to who?
That's it.
Why are you so nervous?
That's it.
I just got nervous. I was coming to talk to Erin.
How old is Erin?
She didn't tell me.
Try again.
The lying motherfucker.
I saw 14.
So you thought it was okay to come here to see a 14-year-old girl?
No, I didn't.
And you say, would you ever try anal? Ouch, that's like it could hurt. I'd have done right. You have to be very gentle with that. Quite a Romeo.
I'm a lonely guy. What can I say?
He's more than just a lonely guy. We did a background check on VA Male, and it turns out his real name is Joe Wunderler, an Army sergeant stationed at Fort Belvoir at the Intelligence and Security Command.
I've
never done anything. I'm trying to get help.
He was.
What are you doing to get help?
Seeing a psychiatrist right now.
Well, it doesn't look like it's working too well based upon all this.
I just started talking to him.
This gets pretty freaky here. You talk about sex acts with a dog.
It's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get help, because I've gotten into fetishes that I know aren't right.
I guess you're going to tell me next that this is the very first time you've done something like this.
Actually, it is. I'm serious.
Sure he is.
Wow.
They all have the same thing. It's the first time. They don't know how old she is at first, and then they kind of fess up to it.
And they're also in therapy to deal with it.
Yeah, dealing with it.
All right, we got Naked Guy, but first, it's the rabbi.
Oy.
They caught a rabbi, too.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning in an AOL chat room. This 54-year-old man, screen named Red BD, messages a 13-year-old boy named Conrad, saying, "I'm prowling for young men." What he goes on to say, and the pictures he sends are so graphic, we had to carefully edit them before putting them on television.
These pictures, the one they could show, it's all you can see is his face, and his entire mouth is blacked out.
Really?
So I can't imagine what's going on there, that they had to black out the mouth only.
Dreidel, 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 I'll shove it up your ass. Dreidel. They blocked his mouth out because he was saying such depraved...
No, it was the picture. I can only assume there was something in his mouth that's not supposed to be there on TV.
Oh, no, is that it?
I can only assume. Why else would you block out only the mouth?
Was it a curly Q, Jew?
No, it was just...
Did he look like a rabbi? Was he in his rabbinical clothing?
No, he was in his street clothes.
But he had that rabbi look.
Does he use the excuse he thought the kid needed a circumcision or something? He was just there. I'm a moil.
I smell skin, and I don't like it. I want it gone.
Part 2 of this.
And as you'll hear when we read from his chat log, it's clear Red BD knows what he's doing is wrong.
You're only 13?
Yeah.
That's rape.
Dude, I tell you that before.
Yes, I remember.
Oh, okay.
Just, you're so young. I've never been with a young man like you, but I would like to.
I'd love to rub your penis like a mezuzah.
All right. You know what? Let's take a break and we'll continue with this because we're halfway done.
Halfway?
Like half?
Yeah, we got the Naked Guy next.
Means no worries for the rest of your day.
We'll get right into Naked Guy after the break. How's that sound?
Fantastic.
Well, got to go right to the phones. James from Georgia. James, go ahead.
Hey, I was just wanting to know, why the hell does Anthony know the whole Hakuna Matata song? It sounds like he might be some kind of pedophile himself over there.
Oh, you. Who doesn't know that?
A little strange, because you don't have kids, Anthony.
No, I don't have kids.
You don't hang out with nephews or nieces or anything, where you see these movies over and over and over again.
Hakuna Matata means nowhere.
Hakuna Matata.
I don't know where I picked that up. I go to Disney a lot, you know? So that's kind of plays, and then let's see what else.
You know a little bit about everything, so.
Right.
That is a really famous song, though. I know a lot of songs that I'm not a fan of anyway. You know, Hakuna Matata is like in our social psyche there.
Yeah. Who doesn't know that one?
But you knew a couple of the nuances, though. That only a big fan would know.
I saw the Broadway production, too, so perhaps that's why.
Hakuna Blam!
Anyway, let's get back into this thing. We're up to Naked Guy, finally.
Finally.
Everyone knows the premise, right? Basically, they rented a house in the suburbs. They got these guys to actually come to the house thinking they're going to meet an underage girl or boy. Mostly boys.
Oh, dear.
And this guy was the star of the show. Let's go right to the clip.
Here comes Special Guy 29. Earlier online, he told our decoy, who was posing as a 14-year-old boy, that he's an 11th grade English teacher. Then he told the boy that he hates condoms, but he's safe. Our decoy asks Special Guy 29 to bring beer and then throws in a request, a technique often used by law enforcement to illustrate intent. He types, "Side garage is open. Strip to your underwear and come in. I be in mine." The man says, "I don't..."
Now this is Dateline.
Who's fucking falling for this one?
Now this is Dateline just having fun with their little sting operation. Let's see how crazy we can get with
Sometimes used by law enforcement. Law enforcement with a real good sense of humor.
They just want... Dude, let's try to get the guy naked so when we fucking arrest him, he's naked.
What do you say, dude? Right.
That is perfect. But who is the fucking idiot that's actually getting undressed? Again, whipped into a frenzy.
Let's back up and see what happens here.
Side garage is open. Strip to your underwear and come in. I be in mine. The man says, I don't wear underwear. So the decoy says, then come in naked. We never thought he'd really do it. But we were wrong. After casing our house, walking up and down the street, here he comes with the beer. And you can guess what he does in the garage.
Got naked in the garage.
Oh. And you could never guess what he does in the garage. Your feet on the ground and keep reaching for your cock. And now a long-distance dedication.
About a man naked in a garage.
Naked in the garage. It reads, Dear Casey.
I'm a 12-year-old boy.
What a creep.
More naked guy.
Could you explain yourself?
No. I'm sorry.
Why don't you go ahead and cover up?
Certainly. I'm sorry.
The man's name is John Kennelly. He tells me he's 29 and a bus driver. Then he changes it to a teacher.
What kind of conduct is this for a high school teacher?
No, sir, I've never done this before.
So you just woke up this morning and said, I'm going to get involved in an internet conversation with a 14-year-old boy. I'm going to go to his house, strip naked, and walk in with a 12-pack of beer.
No, sir.
What would have happened, John, if I wasn't here?
Fun.
No, sir.
Do you know that it's illegal to have a conversation on the internet with the intent to have sex with a minor?
Yes, sir, I do.
He says he knows it's illegal, but it appears that's not enough to deter him.
Yes, there's the tease.
Did you know it's illegal?
Of course. Who doesn't know that? The guy's whipped up.
That's not the end of Naked Guy.
No?
Oh, no.
He looked like he was crying, was he?
Yeah, he was really freaked out that he got caught.
What do you think? What do you think the legal, like, if there was no such thing as law and all this bullshit, we just was what do you think the age would be that like a regular dude would go, nah?
What, the cutoff point?
The cutoff, the
regular dude?
Primal cutoff point of nah.
Primal, like morality steps
just
in
you
and
go,
tells
wait
you?
a minute, there must be a God and he's watching. I can't do that.
16, sometimes 15.
16, 15 years old.
Sometimes 15.
15, you think? That's the
back in the
that's the caveman cutoff.
That's caveman club over the head cutoff point.
She doesn't even have hair on her back. I'm not going to do.
Can you imagine the shit that was going on during the caveman era? During the pilgrim era?
Pilgrim. Well, when did they live till? You know, they kind of died young back then.
They died at 30, so they had to get going at 10.
So they had to start a little early.
Yeah, sure.
You were an old fucking school marm by 19.
You're right. Someone had to finally look around their little town and go, what the? We need some laws.
This has to stop.
This has to stop.
Because I know 13, look, I started, you know, you start early. There's always a girl that fucks everybody in the neighborhood, you know what I mean, when you're growing up. So we started at 12 and 13, you know.
Yeah.
And the girls, you know what I mean? So I know.
But they're talking about, you know, it's not 13 on 13.
13 on 13.
That happens. You're talking, you know, this guy's in his 50s trying to hook up with a 12-year-old.
But they got the game of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Like,
coming over.
Like, they don't have any skill. I can
shave anything else besides your legs?
It's not even seduction. They're not seducing the kid.
No.
It's the mentality of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Tom makes a good point in Indiana. Tom?
How you doing, boys?
Hey.
Morning. Hey, how many of these guys you think are going to ice themselves? I mean, you're on TV. You've been caught wanting to fuck little kids. How in the fuck could you go anywhere and live?
Yeah, you think they're going to just blow their brains out or hang themselves or something?
I bet you get a running toad board. I bet half of these fuckers on here are going to get nailed.
Yeah, because you can't go to Thanksgiving with the rest of the family.
Fuck, where could you go?
You don't have a job anymore. You're not going back to your cubicle.
I think this is some more conspiracy shit. It's like I just think the media just runs our thought process so much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They decide how long we think about this. You know what I mean? So he gets fired, but it's like no one really cares. You know what I mean? Once they're done with this Dateline, we're moving on to the next thing. Did you see Dateline? Next week we'll be talking about with the same affection the cleanest restaurants, the cleanest fast food restaurants.
Right. And
I was into that when they was talking about.
And these guys will just
nasty.
be bobbing in last week's wake, like of the destroyer that is the fucking Dateline show.
But they got to continue with their lives.
Yeah.
How do you look at your family?
How do you fucking go to your family?
There's a way
now?
to get out of that. Dyslexia is easy. I thought she said she was 21. It's so easy to just bullshit.
You think?
And Aladdin, come on.
Aladdin?
Just say I'm retarded. Or, look, nigga, my mama named me Aladdin. Do you know the pressure?
All right, let's get back to this.
They got to know it's a setup, though. They got to know it's some kind of setup.
That's why it's so easy to get out of this. It's so...
I don't know.
They might be holding back something.
Maybe Grandma will look the other way at Thanksgiving, but in her own thoughts, she knows what's going on.
Would you fall for that? Would you just go...
I wouldn't even be in the position where I could fall for that.
Where you would be in that position, but if you was in that little goofy... Like, if I was talking to a chick that was supposed to be my age, and she said, come on over, baby, I'd be like, whoa, what kind of setup is this?
Yeah, you're going to get there. Her guys are going to beat the shit out of you and rob you.
You out your mind? We got to talk a little longer than this. But some kid goes, come on, see me at...
But they're doing it. I mean, the point we're making, though, I mean, do you go back to your regular life, and how is that? How is that? How do you go through that? Or do you live the rest of your days by yourself somewhere?
Hermit.
Everyone's watching football on Thanksgiving, and
you come over. It's like, hey, they're talking about you before you get there.
Right.
You come in. Oh, here he is. Hey, how you doing? Sit down.
Let's try to make him feel comfortable. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's not bring it up.
Hey, look, it's either 12-year-old or this turkey.
Hey, yeah. Don't fuck the turkey.
Yeah, buy two turkeys. One I can fuck, one I can eat, and then maybe I can stop.
Yeah, we're all having turkey, but I hear you like chicken.
All right, here we go. More audio.
Just about every one of them gave me the same story.
So this is the first time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hear a lot of that.
Yeah, well, it's true. I've never visited a teenage boy before in my life. First time in my life. Has this happened to me?
First time?
Yes, sir. I've never done this before.
And some came up with more creative excuses.
She said she was 13, that's why I was concerned she was going to be by herself. So I just stopped and talked to her.
So you're just being a good Samaritan?
Yeah.
Because there was a 13-year-old girl home alone?
Yeah.
Right. And so out of the goodness of your heart, you were going to stop by?
Yeah, it could be anybody.
And babysitter, is that the deal?
Well, sort of, I guess.
My lawyer's going to say.
God, why didn't one of these guys just
punch him in the head?
That swarmy... report in the face.
I'm thinking you were here for some kind of sexual...
Nah, just come.
You should have been. Somebody should scream, "This is a setup!
Yeah.
You lied to me, mother." No, I didn't write that. I didn't write that. I didn't put that. That's what the.
Right. No one's denying it.
I'm gonna sit down right now. First of all, you said you was a video hoe. I got the. If I thought you was, nigga, just go out your fucking mind. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's why. Were they all white guys?
Yeah, well, there was Aladdin. And
Aladdin was what?
Mostly white guy.
An Arab?
Yeah.
Arabian?
Yeah.
Double 13.
Double 13, double pedophilia.
They have curly shoes.
That's see what that paranoia, that's that old saying that, you know, it's like, look at that black paranoia keep you from tiptoeing over somebody's goddamn house like that, you know what I mean?
You never do shit like that.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't even want the suspicion that that shit is happening. Like we've talked about in the past, if I walk into a bathroom and there's only a kid in there, I am out so fast. And I'm not even kidding about this.
No.
I am out so fast. Before that door is shut, I am back out because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
know, 99 out of a 1 out of a billion.
It absolutely.
All you need is for that kid to say something. I want to be on camera going in and out of that fucking bathroom in a second, and then go, no.
If I see a kid in the mall walking by, I get so mad because I'm on camera, and I'm just imagining they're doctoring up that picture of me holding the hand, the skip jump picture of walking out the mall. But I'm going, no, I was bringing it to the parents. Where's my mommy? Oh, he's over here. Skip.
Kid's gone. You're holding the hand.
Man, fuck that. It's like, where's your hello?
Yeah.
It's like, hello, I could be accused of pedophilia here.
That's it.
Keep your goddamn kid where everyone can see him.
In a public place, in a fucking elevator.
Are you out your
I will
mind?
be as far away from any kid in a fucking elevator as is humanly possible.
You can't do that.
Because, you don't want,
At the movies, afterwards, some kids pissing next to me in the urinal. I'm like, why is this happening? There should be a guy who's with a thing, I'm his dad, holding, I'm his dad. You don't let him it's like
all alone in the bathroom.
What if he just goes, you know what? I feel like playing around. Nigga trying to grab my balls.
And you know what? You ain't talking yourself out of it in front of the fucking door of the bathroom with the pop. You're not going, well, it didn't happen. Obviously, the kid's lying. All right, you can go home. There'd be cops there. Their knees would be in the back of your neck so quick. And then you'd have to be explaining it down there. I didn't fuck. Well, you could cop a plea. You could go. And it's over, Johnny.
I was taking a piss. You took a piss on him? Yeah.
No, I am. Mr. Comey, is it true you know the words to Hakuna Matata? I was pissing. I swear to you.
I was in Disney.
I go to Disney. Why do you go to Disney a lot?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you have kids? Yes, I do. Do any of you know the entire...
No, I don't know all the words.
Do you know the remix to Hakuna Matata?
Mr. Kumia, do you know the words to Hakuna Matata? Would you sing it to us right now?
I'd
like to settle.
Wait, Hakuna Matata. I don't know the song. Well, we have a tape, but you're singing it pretty.
Here's you on the radio.
Hakuna Matata needs no worries for the rest of your days. Some philosophy.
Your Honor, I'd like to submit this tape into evidence. This is the People's Evidence number 38. Cut a deal.
Means no worries. Yeah. Bam, smash.
Yeah. I guess I'm not going to be going out on Halloween.
We have an undercover tape of him at karaoke only doing that song. Hakuna Mablam. Hakuna Mabow. That is some shit. I get that, man. That scares the dog shit out of me, man.
Yeah. Listen, we got to go to the phones. We got to try to move forward a little bit. Maddie, a girl in Florida, I guess. Maddie.
Hey guys.
How old are you, Maddie?
We love that the girls call this program when Jimmy's not here. For some reason...
Yeah, we get more phone calls from girls when Jimmy's not here.
For some reason, they feel like they could call in when Jimmy's not here.
Yeah.
Just something we've noticed, that's all.
She said she was Maddie from Florida.
Yes.
Hey, Maddie.
Hey.
So what do you got?
I was just saying, these pedophiles, once they get caught doing something like this, do you think when they go to Thanksgiving dinner with their family that, they get told, well, you're not going to be sitting at the kiddie table anymore?
Yeah, no kiddie table. They are far away from the kiddie table.
A hell of a way to not sit at the kiddie table anymore.
You get the head of the table by proxy, because that's the furthest.
And she's in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Florida has a pedophile epidemic. Like
do they?
That's all you ever hear is that last one that hurt me. Usually... Shit, I don't even think about that one that when they show the guy at the car wash grabbing the girl.
Oh,
that one got me, and that's from Florida. Oh, they all from Florida, dude. There's a lot of Floridians out there messing around.
Was the girl with the little pink Kango hat? Wasn't she from Florida or something like that?
Jesus, there's a lot of them from Florida, dude.
Hey, speaking of being in the bathroom, Mario in Virginia has a story. Mario.
Hey, boys, what's up?
Hey, Mario.
Oh, man, guys, you don't understand. How Anthony brought this up. I was at a movie theater, and I couldn't hold it anymore. And I go to take a piss, and I'm midstream, and this little kid walks in by himself, and he starts staring at my junk, and I'm just peeing there, and I'm circumcised, and he stares at it, looks at me, he goes, oh my God, you have a magical penis. I freaked out.
Stop it. It's a magical penis. Is it true that you have a magical penis, sir?
That was Aladdin.
Oh, Aladdin.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, rub it. I don't know about you, but my wish will come true.
After he pees, it goes...
Wow. You don't want a kid pointing out your magical penis.
No. Hot Carl in Wisconsin.
Hot Carl.
Hot Carl.
What's up, Hot Carl?
Hey, how you doing? Say, I can't do the Casey Kasem like Anthony does, but I think it goes something like that. Dear Casey, I'm a 29-year-old 11th grade school teacher caught naked in the garage with beer by Dateline. Could you please play Prison Sex by Tool? Sincerely, Kid Fucker.
Well, Kid Fucker.
And we got Blood Fart. Blood Fart. Oof.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, man.
Why did these guys sitting there? I mean, what? I bet you Dateline promised them that they wouldn't turn into the cops to use their real name. If it was me, I would just bail.
You gotta, like, run immediately. I don't understand why they didn't just, like, whip their head around so you get, like, a blurry picture of them and just run.
Because people are dumb.
Yeah, people are stupid.
People are so stupid that you can absolutely... We're such a therapeutic country that you can absolutely talk your way out of this thing.
Yeah.
They knew to go, hey, man, I had a problem. And dogs, no one suggests fucking a dog. It had to be done. Like, someone suggested it to you for you to suggest it to somebody else. Hey, you mind... You don't do dog fucking that one time that you try to do.
Right.
It's just like that's what he's doing.
Well, a lot of these guys just didn't know what was going on. They didn't know it's Dateline until like 10 minutes into it. So
if an adult is there, there's a problem.
Maybe they thought he was the madam.
Oh, really? The madam?
Pedophile brothel.
Going to be setting up.
Hey, what's happening, man? Where'd you find this little sweet tender thing?
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the audio here.
So why would a man with so much to lose risk everything to meet a child for sex? Dr. David Marcus, a clinical psychologist who treats men with sexual compulsions, says it's a powerful addiction.
They don't know what's driving them. All they know is they're being driven and they can't stop. And to risk themselves so greatly clearly shows how powerful a ride that is.
Very powerful.
They're just very worked up.
They know that there's, a risk there, but they just are so worked up.
Yeah, this next clip is great because now they all find out they're on Dateline, and then now they just want to find the nearest door.
And now they're about to learn I'm not a parent or the police. First, the rabbi.
Could you please tell me who you are?
I'm more than happy to tell you who I am. I am Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on computer predators.
No, come on, guy.
You don't want it. You don't want it. You don't want it.
You've got to stop this.
Sit down. Sit down.
You don't have any right.
You're free to leave any time.
You idiot.
Now they knew this was all being taped for the record and for broadcast on Dateline. The doctor.
But if there's anything else you want to say...
Nothing.
The teacher.
And if there's anything else you'd like to say, we'd like to hear it.
And the man who stood naked in our kitchen.
Thank you. I don't have anything else to say.
There's nothing else to say.
Well,
we took our candid cameras. That's what it's like. They give him the candid camera thing where Alan Funt steps in. We took our candid cameras and put him in a kitchen and had Fanny Flagg pose as a 15-year-old boy. Watch as the fun and hijinks start as he undresses and comes into the kitchen.
When it's least expected, you're elected, you're the star today.
Smile!
You're on candid camera. With the hocus pocus, you're in focus. It's your lucky day.
Yeah, real lucky. Smile!
You're on candid.
Oh, you got me. There's the camera. It's right in the microwave oven. I watch the show all the time. I never thought I'd be caught. This is fantastic.
You got me, motherfucker.
You got me.
Nigga.
You've been
me
punked.
fucking child, man.
Dude, you've been punked so bad.
Dude, you watch your mother.
Ashton pops out.
Ashton pops out.
Dude, you're naked. It's so awesome.
Right when you lubing up the helmet, he's like, he's running up. Okay, stop now. Okay, you've been punked. All right, you know what? You better stop. I'm gonna fuck a kid in the ass. I was getting ready to pump this child in the butt, and here you crazy motherfucker. Put me in Guess Who 2. I said I'd never be caught. You mother.
Just when you thought this couldn't get any better, remember Naked Guy from earlier, Anthony?
Could forget him.
Showed up naked and with beer. Well, he returns.
You might think that this 43-year-old man who walked into our house naked, ready to meet a 14-year-old boy for sex, would be so humiliated after being caught literally with his pants down that he'd never try it again. Yet we find him right back online, in a chat room, the very next day. And again, the chat quickly turns sexual. And believe it or not, again, he agrees to yet another date for sex. Our decoy asks if he wants to meet at McDonald's. But first, he confirms the meeting is not about food.
I really wanted to make sure it was about sex.
So he decides to meet the kid at McDonald's. Because obviously they're not going to use the same trick and say, hey, come to the house.
He goes, now, you ain't Dateline. All right, I'm coming.
You think he's sitting there at home going, what are the odds? Come on.
It ain't going to happen again.
It happened twice.
Not twice. I'll meet you at the bottom of the ball pit.
Wait, even the kid types first. And I'm not Dateline, so don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because they tried to trick me yesterday.
God. It's a coincidence you even mentioned that, because yesterday I was in a house.
That's weird. You see that shit?
Well, listen to this.
I have been in television.
I got to set this up. I saw this part. So, obviously, he's going to meet the kid at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Now they're staking out McDonald's.
Oh, my God.
And here comes the guy. He's walking up to McDonald's. So
what an asshole.
So the dude from Dateline gets right up to him. This is the first words he says to the naked guy who's now clothed at McDonald's, hoping for another meeting with a young boy.
I have been in television for 24 years.
I just came to get something to eat.
And I have very seldom been at a loss for words.
Sir, I just came to get something to eat.
But I don't even know what to ask you first.
I just came to get something to eat.
Later changes his story.
Last night, you walk into a house in suburban Washington, naked, with a 12-pack of beer, yes or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Today, you're on the internet again. You have an inappropriate conversation with a boy you think is 13, and you set up a meeting here at this fast food restaurant. What was your intention?
I don't know.
The man admits he knows what he's doing is illegal.
Then why do you do it?
I need help, and that's what I'm seeing a psychiatrist for.
Oh, motherfucker!
Torture! That's torture! God, is that fantastic.
How great is that?
Hey, man, how you doing? Oh, hey, Dateline again. You guys want some fries?
What do you want? 3 quarter pounder with cheese. I need how many? Guys, the crew.
I got it.
The crew, everybody. I'm buying.
I got it. What you want? The cheeseburger?
Cokes, everybody.
The chicken select. The new sandwich, the chicken select. I get a chicken select. No. Sit down. Chicken select. Chicken select. And some beer. I'm fucking with you, beer. From yesterday?
I'm just kidding.
All right, well, here's the final clip.
Don't these people know that this is illegal and that very possibly they could be talking to a decoy or getting pulled into some sort of undercover investigation?
Well, if you look at the internet and the amount of people who are soliciting these types of crimes, your chances of getting caught are probably fairly slim.
Fairly slim.
Fairly slim.
I don't know, it seems like everybody gets caught.
Yeah, you got caught twice in 2 days.
In 2 days.
Yeah, jeez.
Doesn't it just seem like everyone gets caught?
That's the unlucky lottery.
I don't think there's one guy typing to a kid, meeting somewhere, having sex, going home, putting his hands behind his head, leaning back on, that was great. That worked out perfectly.
Got away
and like nothing ever happens. I just don't see that happening. Nothing.
I got a big surprise. We're actually going to try to do something today.
All right.
No.
The audio we talked about?
Dateline Internet Predators Episode 3!
Thank God. This show is a hit series. Yeah. I think they should continue with it. Spin it off.
We're praying they have 10 in the can.
Please.
Because the Predators are going to finally be on to Dateline.
Oh, I thought you meant 10, like 10 in the can.
Intense can.
Fits the...
Intense can. I was trying to go somewhere and it just failed horribly.
Ask for directions next time. You're lost.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I don't know the fat joke.
Try to drive out of it.
No. I tried to turn into the spin. Instead, it was a school bus.
Internet Predators, Episode 3.
I love this. Dateline. Mm-hmm. They did this thing. They hooked up with, what's that website?
Perverted Justice. Perverted/Justice.
Perverted Justice, yes. And what Perverted Justice does is they take their decoys and get on these chat rooms in AOL and other places, I guess, and pose as underage children and try to get these older gentlemen to hook up with them. And then they pick a place to meet, and Dateline is there with their cameras. And they interview these people.
And it took 3 episodes for them to get smart. They used to let the guys go, and they would just run down the street.
It was just the news show at first, where they would interview the people, and the people would leave. But this last time, they decided to involve the police department.
They finally realized maybe we should be arresting these people.
Arresting these fucking
Way to
freaks.
go. Way to go.
And it is some entertaining television, because it is in the spirit of one of the greatest hit shows ever, Candid Camera. Remember, everyone loved Candid Camera.
Sure.
Alan Funt, he'd put, a little microphone in a book and put on a fake beard and go out and do something wacky with a phone booth or an elevator.
Let me ask you a question, though. Is it the same guy, the same reporter? Is it Mike Tavey, or his name is? The guy with the worst... Oh, different guy, okay.
Yeah.
Same guy as the last one.
Same guy as the last one, though.
Oh, did it with that awful voice?
Oh, yeah, he's got a horrible voice. And Candid Camera was always so good because you'd laugh along, but then the big reveal. That was the fun part. Do you know who I am? I'm Alan Funt, and you're on Candid Camera. Oh, where's the camera, Alan?
Yeah, they all look around for it.
Well, they do that in this show. They talk with first the host, the smarmy host there, talks to the guy, makes him sit down. Kind of comes off like a cop. I think that's why they're so cooperative at first. They walk into the house, and the reporter's like, "Could you take a seat over there?" He kind of orders them to sit. Yeah, a lot of authority there. And the guy listens, sits down, and then the second they realize he's not a cop, they decide to get up and leave. And then the real cops are outside. But what they fess up to, they're so stupid. No one's confessing that they're actually there to have sex with children. They try their best. Yeah, came to teach them a lesson, came to help. Well, we got some clips.
Some?
How many?
38.
Just once I want to hear a guy say,
gold.
"What are you doing here? Did you see the body on that kid?"
Come on. Here's the picture. And they were like, our decoy sent a picture of one of our Dateline staffers as a 12-year-old. And the cutest little thing with little braces on, like a puggle with braces. Little Santa hat on.
You're kidding, right?
You can't send cute kids like that over the internet. Send an ugly kid and see how many people show up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something I think Dateline should do. Send pictures of ugly kids and see how many people. They've been sitting there going...
And you know he's a real pedophile.
Anybody there?
Kid. Yeah. Fat kid.
Fat kid. Actually, I say send the Dove kids from the Super Bowl commercial because they have low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem. This will perk them up. Look who came to see you.
The braces I could live without, but the Santa hat, I couldn't help my Santa hat.
All right, well.
It was so cute, it tipped to the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin.
All right.
Internet Predators, Episode 3.
This man is 37-year-old Kurt Lemke, a truck driver. Online, he calls himself a Halo Ball fan, and he thinks he's here to meet this 13-year-old boy named Dave. It's really a decoy photo. During his chat, he makes plans to give the boy oral sex.
Relax. Just hanging out.
Hanging out.
Who are you?
Who are you here to meet?
I don't know.
Why did you come here?
I think I was
You were what?
Misled.
Misled into what?
I'm not sure. Who are you?
I have the log of your conversation with somebody who identified themselves as a 13-year-old boy named David.
Okay.
Where
Does that sound familiar to you?
Possibly.
And that's about all he'll say. So I tell him
Chris Hansen
who I
on
am.
NBC, and we're doing a story on adults
Oh, hell no.
trying to meet children on the internet.
Cue Benny Hill
He doesn't
music.
want to hear any more. And he takes off. Unlike our previous hidden camera operations, where after leaving the house, some men were able to make a run for it,
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
this time things will be different.
How you doing? Wait, whoa. Come here. Sir?
This time, law enforcement will be waiting.
This guy's voice is so distracting.
He is so completely annoying with the promise of oral sex.
I love the excuses. What are you doing here? I don't know. Who are you here to see? Not sure.
These guys have no improv skills.
Nothing. They walked in the back door, talked to, because the decoy says either in the boy or the girl voice. That girl is great with she either has a young girl voice or the boy voice. The young girl voice says, "I'm brushing my teeth. I'll be out in a minute." And they're like, "Okay." And the young boy voice is something about skateboarding. Always about skateboarding. "Hey, I like skateboarding," with that stupid, crackly little kid voice. And the guys just stand there and wait. And they are so frothed up. They are so like, the drive over is just pulling at their cock and they think they're getting what they want. It's not even like you're in a bad situation, like you're at the gas station at the self-serve pump. If you were at the self-serve gas station and you're pumping gas and all of a sudden the cops arrested you, that'd suck ass. Even though you're doing nothing. Right. But if you think you're having sex with a 13-year-old boy and like you're so into that, and then you get arrested, it makes the arrest that much worse. Because not only are you arrested, you ain't having that sex.
It's like getting caught cheating, except really worse. A lot cheating on your girlfriend, except it's a 13-year-old boy.
I was like looking at the guys walking in there going, thank God for this guy. Because like the guy that was a teacher or one of the clergy or something like that. It's like, thank God it was a 13-year-old girl that this guy thought he was seeing. And he could at least maybe go to a friend, "Hey, come on, you've seen some 13-year-old girl." What is the guy, I'm a construction worker and I'm here to see the 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, if you're seeing a girl, you could maybe save one friend.
Right. One friend will still play cards with you.
One friend will go, "You know what? Hey, I understand."
You know what we can take from this, though? Here's the important life lesson. If you're going to meet a 13-year-old and they yell something from the other room, turn around and leave.
Leave.
Don't believe they're getting a Diet Coke.
The Dateline guy.
I spilled Diet Coke all over my sweater. Did you, clumsy? Well, I'm going home.
Come on in. I think I got his card here somewhere.
Just skateboard.
Could you go to the van in front and help me load the couch in? Where'd you?
Diet Coke, man.
You look kind of handicapped there. Thank you.
Here is track 2.
The cuffs will go on these potential predators because Perverted Justice has already turned over important evidence to detectives. Chat logs filled with sexually graphic material, men planning sex acts with a 12 or 13-year-old. Sending those messages alone may only be a misdemeanor in California, but if the men show up at the house, there's no mistaking their intent to have sex with someone under the age of 14, and that's a felony.
I'm starting to think this is an epidemic.
I'm starting to think I'm moving to California. Yeah. You could at least chat.
No.
Just get a traffic ticket for that, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
Slap on the wrist?
Exactly. How many points before you go to jail? Well, you talked about eating his ass. That's a 3-point violation. I only wanted to jerk off. You have to fucking plead down to jerking off together. All right, look, I'll give you a jerk off on the seesaw, but I'm not going any lower than that. Dun, dun.
All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah, the People's Court. Yeah, the Law and Order said dun dun.
When he announces who he is, that cues the camera crews also to come out of hiding. And they put, it's a 3-camera shoot, 3 standing cameras. There are another 15 hidden cameras all over the place. But that cues the stand-up camera guys with the big cameras to come out, and that's why you usually hear the guys, the predators, going like, "Oh no, oh no," because then the reality is like, "Holy shit, I'm staring right into a Dateline camera."
Yeah, no, it would be really funny. They should bring out their wives at that point.
We also have your wife and children here with us.
Wow.
That's the next step, dude. That's the next step.
That's the next
If
one.
they treated Dateline like the O&A show, that would be the next step.
Yeah.
Wife and kids in the back room.
Worst feeling. When I got caught cheating, when I went to open that door at 5 in the morning and I knew I was caught and there might be that slim chance I might not be, and it was locked. And I was like, that feeling, my heart sunk, and then I saw her get off the elevator with that face.
You know what?
Dude, I was I couldn't imagine what he thinks.
Don't come back.
You know what bit we used to do? I don't know if I have an example here, but when we were working in Boston, they used to like print all the names of the guys that got caught.
Yeah, this was really mean
with
of
the
us.
Johns?
The Johns.
Yeah,
they got caught trying to pick up prostitutes.
Yeah.
We were, hello. We are such dicks that we would just spend the whole afternoon calling these people. We actually got a wife and son on the line.
We called the wife. I was like, "Hey, did you happen to see the paper this morning?
Are assholes.
Did you see your husband's name in there?" No.
Like the whole day he's sweating it out, hoping she didn't read the paper that day, you know?
I was like, "Is his name Thomas J. Smith?"
Or whatever.
He's 40 years old.
And then she started getting uncomfortable and laughing, uncomfortable.
And she's like, "Stop, who is this?" Because the info is like right on the money. Your address starts with the number 14. Who is this? Well, he was busted for picking up a prostitute last night. Where was he last night? Who is calling? Why are you calling?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was really mean.
Fucking out of line.
That was really mean.
Who thought of that one?
It's real uncomfortable.
Can we please get some of these guys on the phone? I imagine they won't want to come on a radio show.
That was awful.
To talk about their molesting ways.
All right. Let's move on to Kinky
This guy's voice is bugging me more than these pedophiles.
Yeah. Kinky Man.
Wait till he starts reading the transcript.
The viewer want to talk to her.
Did you send this picture of your penis?
He says that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
Casey Kasem.
By the way,
coming in at number 5.
We got to point this out. You can't do this on regular radio, what we're doing right now.
No. Suck that cock.
Unless, of course, you're working for Q1043, Parental, then you certainly can.
Man.
Not on the air, but you can do it.
All right, here we go.
Poor Mark Parent.
Fan full of PlayStations.
He loved Dane, too, by the way.
Of course he did.
He really did.
Whenever Dane does the dinosaurs, his jeans tighten up around his buttocks.
Hey.
We meet Kinky Man.
Kinky Man.
This decoy, screen named Bubble Beth 2005, has a picture in her profile.
Bubble Beth?
Bubble Beth.
Or Bubble Beth.
Oh, she's the decoy. I thought that was the guy's name. Okay.
No, that was the decoy. She was the cute one with the braces and the Santa hat.
Is it Bubble Beth or Bubble Bath?
I think it was Bubble Beth.
How do you resist that?
Beth.
Okay.
This decoy, screen named Bubble Beth 2005, has a picture in her profile of a Dateline staffer taken when she was 12. There's no mistaking this is a child. Here's a man who's seen her picture and her age, but wastes no time before talking dirty. He's Kinky Man in Corona. He says he's 40 and shows Bubble Beth a picture of a penis on his profile. And as you'll hear when we read to you some of the chat log, he's making plans for sex with a girl whose profile says she's 12.
Yes, I do want to come over. Why? Would love to get you naked.
For reals? I've never done that before.
Well, would do more than that.
Like what?
Well, I would get naked too, and we would have sex.
His chat, along with all the other chats sent to our decoys, gets too graphic and disgusting to show on TV. Usually, the men like to get very specific about what they want to do sexually.
Wow. Wow, way to leave a cliffhanger. What do you want to do to her?
No kidding.
What do they get? A couple of Dateline interns? Read this.
Yeah.
I want to have sex with you.
For reals?
For reals? Yeah, and it was all spelt out like
and
chat speak.
And the guy that was reading the guy's part laughed. So was that because
it was an LOL? Yeah, every LOL he goes, huh. It wasn't like
fall on the ground laughing.
Yeah, what if it was ROFL, right?
Yeah, it was laugh out loud. It wasn't harumph.
It was lackluster. Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Triple LOL.
That's how I would do it.
Well,
ROLF.
Kinky Man
ROLAIDS. What is it? ROFLL. Roll on floor laughing ass off.
RAOF?
Oh, who the hell knows? I hate those. I never use them.
Cares? Kinky Man shows up.
And here he is, Kinky Man in Corona, walking up our driveway, looking to meet Bubble Beth face to face.
Uh-oh.
Let me finish brushing my teeth so fast, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
We did background research on him and learned he's really 43-year-old Walter Edward Babst, a married man with children.
Pretty good. I'm under arrest. Great, have a seat.
Remember, he has no idea he's being recorded by our hidden cameras.
What are you doing here? Getting my ass kicked. Getting your ass kicked? Yeah. I knew it. I knew it was a setup. No, I need you to sit down, please. I need you to just arrest me and take me to jail and exit. I need to talk to you first. Because you know what? I didn't bring anything. I didn't want to do anything. Well, why did you come? Help me to understand. Because I'm a sick son of a bitch. I've never done it before. I talk about it online all the time. I've never done anything with anybody except my wife. Oh. Ever.
Wait a minute. More audio from the reporter.
You folks fell on your face. You get an F- in my book.
Wait a minute. How come they don't have to sign releases for this stuff to be shown?
Sue me.
They're coming into somebody's house?
Yeah, they're coming into someone's house.
Yeah, they figured it out, man.
It's a good one.
But wait. So they're coming. This is all taking place in the girl's house. Whose house is this?
I don't know.
It's a phony house.
But when I did the thing on 2020, they had to sign off. People had to sign off on the street. But this guy is going into this pervert is going where to meet this little girl?
Into a house that's been set up with closed circuit TVs.
So whose house does he think it is? Her house?
He thinks it's her house.
Yeah. And the parents are out.
And the parents aren't there.
That's ballsy, man. That's ballsy.
And they tell him go around to the back sliding glass door. And,
wow.
Yeah.
I thought that was illegal to do. I mean, I'm sure it's not. I'm glad they're doing it. But how come, like, if you film a chick coming into your place and giving you a Hummer, that's completely against the law. You can't do that without her knowledge.
I guess you have to at some point inform them that it has been happening. Maybe that's the ruling.
She screams. And I don't think a guy like this though. He just got caught wanting to bang a 13-year-old. He doesn't. They say.
I'm getting my lawyer on this one.
No, you're not going to show this. Sure, they
buddy
would.
boy.
You're not showing this on TV. But I think all he has to say is, "We're going to show this." And he says, "Yes, absolutely not."
They don't sign. I'm sure there's no release involved.
When we did that Tourgasm thing, we had a lot of people. We just said, "Is this cool to play?" Tourgasm, Bob. That's different than when you were married and you're going to try to fuck an 8-year-old. Right, you idiot. Dude, I just want to let you know that
stop trying to relate.
It's going to be on TV coming up soon.
It's probably just like it's something under the news. The guys of the news being out there with the camera and.
Well, let's listen to more Kinky Man.
Think these pedophiles want this forwarded to their AFTRA so they can get their
more Kinky Man.
What are you doing here on a Saturday morning, coming into a house where you believe a 12 or 13-year-old kid is home alone with no parents here?
Checkers?
Do you have kids?
Yeah, I do.
Well, how would you feel if some guy in his 40s walked into your house trying to hook up with your kids?
I feel pissed.
And you'll never guess what this man does for a living.
Can we guess?
I'm in education.
I did.
You're in education.
Yeah.
A teacher.
Said that. I said teacher.
What grade do you teach?
High school.
High school.
Yes.
He was all defensive about
high
that,
school.
Too. What grade do you teach? He goes, high school. I don't teach no kids that I'm attracted to. I don't teach that elementary school.
Obviously a little too old for him, the kids he's teaching.
But they showed some of his students. Do you have that?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, here we go. Kinky Man goes back to work. How did that happen?
Well, in between the time that it was taped and it aired, he went to work. Once they found out, though,
that must kill him being a teacher, having to go to school every day. That'd be like Norton having to do comedy in the meatpacking district every night. I don't appreciate the implication.
Well, they did interview a couple of his students.
Yeah, let's listen to this.
Uh-oh.
Bob, that was very hurtful, by the way.
It really was.
We didn't do hurtful stuff.
That's not the spirit of this program.
Bob.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean,
you're absolutely right.
He was arrested and did go to jail. But guess what he did once he was bailed out?
He would just sit at his desk and put his head down.
Amazingly, he was in the classroom. The school hadn't yet heard about the teacher's arrest, so 2 days after he came looking for sex with a minor, Walter Edward Babst was back teaching at his high school. It was 6 days after the teacher's arrest, once the cops and Babst's lawyer contacted the school, that Babst was suspended without pay.
In a way, I'm kind of relieved that he's gone. I'm really happy that they actually caught him.
Some students were surprised at the news of his arrest.
Everyone's reaction is just kind of shocked.
But others hinted that the teacher had a history.
He has looked at my butt or looked down our shirts.
We heard that from other students as well. Dateline checked with the school, and it had no complaints against the teacher.
Every teacher has, you naive, stupid ass. He stinks, and I don't like him.
Wow. Another student sounds a little old for high school, junior high.
That was one of the teachers, too. Was teaching sex ed.
This is some of the greatest audio ever. It's the best reality show on TV. It beats American Idol, hands down. Hands down. They set up that old house somewhere in California. And now you got the copycats. They're doing the same thing on Long Island. They're doing it.
Frightening for the perverts out there.
They're doing it all over America now because of Dateline. They're just renting a house for a day and getting the pervs to show up, hoping they're going to meet something young and fresh.
Do the perverts ever offer to send a car, pick up the 14-year-old, and bring them to your place? Is that illegal?
Wow, good idea.
Because the cop can't really hop in a car and drive to your house. Then they're kind of coming to meet you.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure there's some excuse like, I can't do that, you're going to have to come here, and then the pervs are all...
Hold on, I got to get my phone. Yeah, cancel the limo today that I had going to the middle school. Thank you. Chicken's always funny. Trying to recover.
It's actually not a bad. It's more of an interesting suggestion. Like, could you do that?
Could you?
But then again, if they're cop wouldn't actually just get in the car and show up and fuck you.
But then they couldn't, because then it's just like, what are they going to do? Get out of the limo? You go, that's the 14-year-old boy I want to fuck.
Yeah.
Oops. Maybe you shouldn't say that.
You're 45 wearing a Boy Scout outfit, sir.
All right, so let's get back to Dateline Internet Predators, Episode 3. So this really old dude is going to the house that they set up with the cops to meet something young. I don't know if it's a girl or a guy. Yeah. Probably a guy, probably a boy. And here's some of the fine audio.
What you up to today?
Nothing.
Yeah, just to set up. So the old dude is in the house, and all of a sudden now Dateline, jumps into the room.
It's great. They have a girl in there that could sound like a young boy or a young girl.
Right.
Yeah, and she gets them to come through the back door. Right. Of the house, of course. And there's the Dateline guy.
Right.
Waiting for them.
All right, here we go. So the old dude is in the house, and now Dateline pops into the room to give him the bad news.
What you up to today?
Nothing. Call. You talk with a gentleman. I have a place that I have for sale. So.
Oh, you're selling a house.
I see. He was interested.
Well, here's what doesn't make sense about that. How is a 13-year-old going to afford to buy your home?
Well, I didn't know how old he was. I didn't stop to ask his age.
Well, Chuck, the only problem with that story is that I have the transcripts of your conversation with Luke.
Drat.
What are you looking for? I could be your grandpa. Into young boys your age. Love to cuddle with them, caress their body, work my... And it goes on from there.
Work my... I'm disgusted.
Let's play match game. Work my...
Hairless cock.
Can I say how much I hate this reporter's voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, is he a
phony? Work my blank.
He has too much joy in his soul that he's doing this job.
A 13-year-old boy.
Charles Nelson Riley, work my butthole. I don't know.
All right, we have more.
Work my prostate like a speed bag. Could you choke me with my ascot till I almost pass out? Give me some poppers. Oh, I like a guy that looks like Brett Summers.
Too good. All right, we got more audio of the really old dude.
Finally, he decides to tell the truth. And he actually admits that he might have had sex with the boy.
But if he would have consented to having sex, what would have happened?
I'd be very hesitant at first. If he continued, then possibly we would have had it.
Possibly you would have had sex with a 13-year-old boy.
If, I felt uncomfortable and I felt that he was, not fit or anything, I would have walked away.
Not fit?
How can a 13-year-old boy be fit to have sex with a 65-year-old man?
I mean fat.
Don't you see an issue there?
Well, I see nothing wrong with cuddling and caressing.
Then he talks about a book he reads that fills him with fantasies.
It deals with younger, older, father, son.
Father, son?
Oh.
You're talking about fathers having sex with their sons, grandfathers having sex with their grandsons.
Doctors with their patients, with the young patients, employees with their young patients.
You talk about this like it's some sort of hobby, building train sets. That's not what we're talking about here.
It's a book that I read and I fantasize.
Wow.
Way to not give out the title.
Is that on Oprah's list?
Oprah's book club.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think that guy probably, I think his lawyer probably would have told him to shut up. Yeah. I think that was a bad thing he did there legally.
Yes.
For his case.
That could cause a problem.
Fantasize about how many young boy, a young manicotti boy came up with a baseball bat. He's on Ed Norton's baseball team.
The book's called A Million...
Big ball Norton.
Pull the diaper off, Grandpa will get it.
The book is called A Million Little Asses. All right, here we go. Some more audio from the old dude.
Anybody home?
Yeah, come on in.
Here's a man with the screen name Guy from Mars 83, who seems to think it's perfectly legal for an adult to talk online to a 13-year-old about meeting for sex.
Guy from Mars. It's my favorite book. Men are from Mars. Kids are from Sesame Street.
I guess this is a new dude, huh?
Yeah.
This is a new guy.
I love him.
Anybody home?
Yeah, come on in.
Here's a man with the screen name Guy from Mars 83, who seems to think it's perfectly legal for an adult to talk online to a 13-year-old about meeting for sex.
How are you?
Imagine the poor guy with the screen name Guy from Mars 82. Like, gotta change my whole fucking screen name now.
He's just a fan
this
of,
asshole.
He's a fan of astronomy. That's all, you know.
Guy from Mars, you know.
Gets on with other geeks and talks about stars.
Hey, did you hear about the face on Mars isn't really a face? Right. Looking from another... What? I'm not a pervert. What the... No, that's the other. One more up.
They found a rock with oxygen in it.
Yeah, bunch of guys. Guy from Mars 80, chatting with him.
Yeah, guy from Venus. They're having another problem with him because he wants to talk about Venus, and they're like, it's too close to the sun to have life, you dope.
That's a very good point.
To a 13-year-old about meeting for sex.
How are you? Pretty good, sir.
And then show up at her house. He's 23-year-old Inderjeet Singh.
Oh boy.
Well, you can talk, you can converse, but it doesn't mean I'm going to do it, right? Unless I do it, unless you catch me on point doing it.
Well. So you say I would have to catch you having sex with a 13-year-old girl before you could get in trouble.
Maybe in India.
Before you can put me against the law, that it is against the law. Yeah.
So you're a lawyer?
I'm not a lawyer.
No. Well, you sound pretty familiar with the law.
Well, I'm pretty much into academics, so.
You're into academics. Well, let me correct you a little bit on how the law works.
Okay.
Go ahead and turn around for me.
Please let me go because.
Let you go? Let you go why?
Right here. I haven't done any other crime in past. I'm very clean.
This is the first time?
Yes.
Okay.
Please believe me.
Well,
I love the please let me go. Like, what makes a person say that? Is it that last-ditch effort? Yes. Is it just the nothing? Because can you possibly think they're going to go, he said it. All right. I guess we gotta. They're not letting you go.
We should talk to the cops today, because no matter what kind of crime you commit, everyone does that. Please, come on, man.
Just let me go,
and
I'll...
time. I'll never do it again.
All right.
All right, you wacky bastard.
You can go.
Right. Let's talk to the cops. I don't think it's ever happened.
And
they cops
always
ask. You make a good point.
Just put your hands behind your back. You gotta look. You gotta step out of the moment. You're not there anymore. Look ahead and see what you're going to do once you get to lockup to get out of that situation. Because once they're doing it, just put your hands behind your back and cooperate. Don't talk to them. Don't do anything. Just go to jail and then decide how you're going to get out of it. Because asking, begging, talking, saying stuff, it will all just work against you.
See, it's like the weird, you're like an animal. Like 1 minute you're relaxed, and like you're ready to have sex. The next minute you're a moose sitting in a lady's car.
Your head sticking out the windshield.
You just can't believe it's happening. So you're like, I panic. It's like, that's like almost like that's stripped of all societal dignity, stripped of all messages. That's just basic. That's the core of what you want to say.
Emotionally, it's one extreme to the other too. I mean, solid one extreme to the other. You're whipped up into this frenzy of sex that you think you're gonna have this best fetish, perverted sex you're ever gonna have, and then a couple of seconds later you're being arrested.
Yeah.
Yikes! Can you please just let me go?
No.
Let me talk about it with the guys over here. That would be really funny. It's go, look, dude, it's your first time, really? Because then they'd be begging. Yeah, it's my problem. Okay, shh.
Cops do that just to make their day a little.
I'm going to talk
to
my sergeant over here because since it is your first time,
I'll be right back.
And then talk and go, dude, I'm pulling the old. This guy thinks he's getting off. Look at it now. Let's look over at him. Look at his face. How sorry he looks.
And then they all nod yes, and you take the handcuff keys out.
Take the cuff keys out, start walking over to him, and then just lock the cuffs so they don't move. No, sorry, got to take you in, asshole.
Yeah.
All right, we got more audio from the Dateline Internet Predators Episode 3. This guy is trying to be normal. That's his screen name.
Would you come on over here and have a seat, please?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right.
Don't be fooled. Wait until you hear more about him. He's a convicted felon.
What's going on?
I'm just meeting a friend that I met on the internet.
Really?
He's 48-year-old Daniel Allen, screen name Trying to Be Normal. Online, he promised to teach a girl who said she was 13 different sexual positions and show her what a man really likes. Not sex.
I don't know how old. That's why I'm here. I'm just curious.
You're just curious?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't bring any booze with me. I didn't. Absolutely curiosity.
Leave your dick at home? Because I think that's the important part of this whole thing. Not the booze or the presents. It's your dick. Yeah. And unless you left that at home, please see the man in blue.
His chat log suggests something else.
I will come to you and we will get a place for passionate love.
Yeah, well, what does that sound like to you? Good point. It's all.
He says, oh my God, how cool. And then you say, wow, 13, am I too old? Nah, am I too young? I hate to say this, but you're not. Why do you hate to say that? Because it's like I'm some old pervert, but girls your age are so much more fun.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'd have conversations like this with people that turn out to be guys more than half the time.
Lucky fella.
Oh, but half the time they're not.
Half the time, yeah.
Good point. Tell that to the judge. He'll be very understanding. Dope. You know, a lot of times I fuck kids, it turns out they're older men, Your Honor. Wow, I can empathize. Get out of here.
Half the time, they're not even kids.
Yes, and the other half the time, they're infants. You can't win.
Don't you see something inappropriate about that?
Well, I mean, maybe so, but I had my big doubts that she was 13, you know.
Then he admits this isn't his first time.
You visited people who you met online who said they were 13 before?
Well, yeah, 13 or 15.
So it's not the first time you've done this?
Well, no, wait a minute. I've never met a 13-year-old girl from offline.
Well, what I'm saying is, did you ever go meet somebody who said they were 13 online?
No, not 13. 16 in my area, and it was a
say 21
a guy
if you're gonna
who
lie.
had a big laugh on me. He's raising the age. I'm dead. 45. It's grandfatherly.
And then it gets ugly.
You see how it looks.
I see how it looks. You're absolutely right. You know, I mean, you're right.
Now it was time to tell him who I am.
I am Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on computer predators.
Well, you better. I'll shove that camera down his throat.
I don't think you're going to want to do that, Joe.
Why is that?
I don't think you'll want to do it. Now, we can't keep you here. If you want to say anything else to us, we'd love to hear it. You're free to leave, obviously, if you want to go.
Okay, but can I talk to you outside?
No, I can't have the cameras turned off at this point.
I can't. There.
Well, no then I'd like to say that pretty much I think you have it all wrong.
Pretty much.
But your point's well taken. Hi, guys. Pretty weird. Cut.
I love the you're free to go part. You're free to go. for 10 feet. And then you will be arrested.
That's him just being a pussy.
Yeah.
I can't turn the cameras
You're free
off
to go,
at this
because
point.
if he says there's, cops in the area, then all hell's going to break loose, and he doesn't want to deal with that.
I then read the transcript of the conversation that was about graphic sound.
God, his voice, it's mind-boggling what a parody of a reporter he is.
Yep.
Just smarmy.
Who talks like that?
I would like to meet with you and cuddle and touch each other. Really? What is going through your mind when you're writing this kind of...
Why is it going to hurt the story if he goes, are you here to meet a minor for sex? Are people going to go, I know, that's not official?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Hello, please take a seat.
Why are you talking like that?
Right.
That's what I'd say. Forget about me fucking children. Do a story on why you talk like that.
Yeah. Hairless asses get me hard. But your voice, sir, it has to be fixed.
What is that?
Kevin the cop, what's up?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey,
long time. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Hi, Kev.
Anthony, are you sure you weren't on the job?
Why? What's that, fella?
Because that whole thing with the handcuff keys is so fucking accurate.
You do that?
Oh, my God.
That's good. I just thought it would be a hysterical joke.
That is so fucking accurate. It's not, I swear to God. I'm a highway cop out on the island. I got a civilian complaint one time for laughing so hard at you motherfuckers that the person thought I was laughing at them in their rearview mirror and wrote a letter.
Oh, no kidding.
So what do you do?
Man.
We know the cops very well.
You go to arrest them and they beg?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's just like, okay, please. Please. Come on, guy, give me a break.
Welcome Rich Voss to the program.
Dolores.
Good old Rich Voss is here. Did you stop smoking? The last time we talked to you, you said you were going to stop smoking.
Well, we'll talk about that, but did you, last night, did you guys...
Wait, you're going to tell us what we're going to talk about?
No,
yeah, you don't run the show. They do.
All right,
I want to see. Let's throw him a bone and let's see him.
What he's got.
No, I don't have
Let's go, Rich.
Last night, did you see... I got a good story for you. If you
last night, did you see...
The new Dateline. Did you see the new Predator ones?
I think it's called the Star and Buck Wild Show.
Wow. I heard one of the guys brought his kid.
He brought his kid.
Oh, my
and he
God.
Was
just when you thought the show couldn't get any better.
Wow.
It's the best reality show on TV.
Was he abusing his own kid?
Do we have that audio? Do we have the audio of the Predator bringing his own kid?
He brought the kid to the address that was the police were using.
He was trying to teach the kid how bad the internet could be, so he brought him there. And it was going to see another boy, not a girl. He was going to see like a 14-year-old boy.
He's almost got an excuse there.
That's what he was doing.
He's got the Pete Townsend excuse.
Yeah. He was bringing that kid as...
I was just doing research.
Because he's seen enough Dateline.
And say, look, if I bring a kid... then I could go in there, and if anything happens, it's like, hey, I was showing how dangerous this is. Look, hey, son, I walk into this house, this kid's alone, this could happen to you. Be good on the internet.
Right, how about this? If you want to help the kid out, how about printing out a transcript of your own conversation, handing it to the police and going, you better go check on this kid.
Yeah. Exactly. Print out your own conversation that you had to get to the point where you're going to the house.
Wait.
Because I'm sure that was full of chock full of good stuff.
So he brought his kid. What happened?
Well, he brought his kid, and then the guy comes out, whoever's the guy.
The host,
Mr. Smarmy.
We're here, and there seems to be someone at the door. We'll wait until he enters before we make ourselves known.
Oh,
do we have audio?
Talk like a human being.
So he walks in with the kid, and the guy comes running out, says, look, we're not going to bring cameras here. Because you have your kid.
Because you have your kid.
You know, and we don't usually have kids here, so he's a decoy. You don't have, we're going to let you walk out, whatever. So he walks out with his kids, and the cops come.
Of course.
And these cops come running. They instead of handcuffing you, they go and they throw you to the ground. It's like
That's what they do.
All they got to do is say, put your hands behind your back.
No.
They don't even take a chance.
That's what they do. I've seen some things. Now, I maybe if you're walking out of the house, they could kind of, put your hands behind your back kind of thing. But I've seen it where, especially on cops, it's some of the funniest footage you'll ever see, and it happens a lot, where there's a car chase. This guy's banged up 50 cars, put officers' lives in danger. Then they run out of gas or crash. They get out of the car, smile, and put their hands up like, you got me, and expect the cops to just go, could I have your right hand, please? Your left. And 3 cops just blindside him. It's part of the fun of being a police officer is the right to be able to do that.
Now, how old was the kid he had with him?
It's probably, I don't know, he probably was like 5 or 6. He was a little...
Oh, Jesus.
He's probably... How nasty was the conversation he had with the boy?
Well, they didn't show the transcript, but
they didn't?
They threw him to the ground, or handcuffed him. A lady
kid start crying?
The kid. Well, they blanked his face out, so, you know, I mean, because there's predators watching these shows getting off, so they blanked his face out.
Right.
But this creepy thing was they took him to the police station, but they had the wife come pick up the kid. I mean, how awkward is that? You gotta go
Just
pick up
a little awkward.
After your husband tried to molest another boy, not even a girl, a boy.
I'm sure you had a few awkward moments during your marriage.
At that point,
I had a few during mine.
At that point, you gotta just throw the kid away.
But now
he's like, he's damaged goods,
but
man.
Never.
You got a father that's into that. The mom's gotta.
Never does mommy have to pick the kid up while you're being accused of molestation.
Boss, how many times were your daughters waiting in the car rest area and they saw you getting chased out by other men and you were like, "Guys, I'm misunderstanding, kid. Let's go. Here we go." I forgot your shakes.
I was just trying to get a soda. I was tired.
You want to go to Disney? So don't tell mommy where we stopped.
So, Chris in Jersey, what's up?
Too many.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I just wanted to see if you guys saw the previews for next week on the Predator show.
No.
Oh.
They have some guy running around the house naked, chasing a cat, and then with cream.
He walks in naked.
Are they just doing this every week now?
It's like American Idol audition. They're showing the outtakes.
Right. Vote for your favorite Predator. Someone should do that online, man.
William Hung walks in
with the American Idol.
We'll find out he's not.
just the American Idol music, get judges and all.
Crazy Willie stomping around the kitchen with a boy's life in his hand.
Kicked out of the house for not lasting long. The one guy walked in the other night. He was real fat, and he sat him down. They're always like a mess. He goes, I haven't done this in a while. I haven't done it in Florida yet.
Oh, great.
So they said wherever he used to live. He goes, well, did you do it there? He goes, yes. Did you get caught one time or whatever? So he's saying, I've done it before. And the guy said to him, well, if the girl said yes, would you have done it? And he said, well, most likely. He goes, I kind of knew that this was a setup. I felt that way. And it's just sweat and grossness.
Don't these guys know to lawyer up immediately? Just keep your yap shut. Why are they talking to these people? I mean, I'm glad they are, believe me. These guys should just be thrown away, locked up, and throw the key away.
Whoa,
that's what I say.
Easy, Ant.
That's what I say all the time.
That's powerful, Ant.
Yeah, I know. But they're pretty stupid. They sit there. Yeah, I would have done it. Yeah, sure. I'd have probably killed it too. Tell you the truth. And then they haul them off.
One more call.
Lawyer up.
Bob in Florida. Bob.
Hey guys, on the episode before the one that Voss was talking about, one of the predators was a midget, and they asked him to go to the counter and sit on the stool. He had to climb up the stool.
I know what he goes through.
Are you kidding? Now stop it.
What was his excuse? He just went there to trade clothes with the kid?
The kid would have done something with him until he shook the midget's hand.
A midget pedal.
Yeah, those fingers are gross. Your hands are fat.
Close to the same size, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Bob. Thank you.
I'm the trouble. I'm not telling you why.
All right. Hey, we got the audio from last night's Predator special. Here's so the setup. What the
guy walks into the house. Big heavy guy with holding his kid's hand.
Unbelievable.
After conducting 4 internet predator investigations in 4 different states, you'd think we'd be prepared for anything.
But we're
getting out of the car. But what happens here in Florida shocks us all.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. He brought his son with him. He's got his child with him.
He's a 40-year-old married man, Clifford Wallach, screen name PhotoFix. He's here to meet a boy who told him online he was 14.
Yikes.
But then again, if he leaves his kid home, he's an absentee dad. This poor fellow can't win.
It's hard.
Leave him in the car with the windows rolled down a little.
He's in a quandary. He doesn't
know what to do.
What do you do?
It's hard to find good daycare in Florida. Because there's a lot of Haitians and Cubans. You're scared. You don't want to just leave your kids. When you're out molested, sometimes you have to take your kid.
They were horrified. Oh, no. Oh, my God, no.
What's in the station wagon?
Oh, no.
That was a bad move.
Yes.
Because then you think, like, what is going on at home? Is this guy, like, abusing his own kid? It's just really sick.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Coming in the back door.
Holding his son's hand, the 40-year-old walks into the house.
Oh, shit.
Because we don't want to scare the little boy, we immediately tell the man what's going on.
I got to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you just straight up right now. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Okay.
We're doing a story on adults eating children, and since you have your child here, I'm not going to pursue this.
Okay.
But I think you know what you were doing here, don't you?
No, I was just told me to take some lunch.
My point is, because your child is here, I think it'd be best if you just went ahead and left.
Yeah, I agree. I'm never going to do this again.
So much for the hokey voice. It got a little too real. He couldn't use that.
But he still had a little bit of it going. We were surprised at what we saw next.
Didn't the guy just go, I won't do this again?
Yeah, he said, I won't do this
he thought
again.
He was getting away with it.
Yeah, he thought he was walking out and he was going to go home and go, whew.
As a man, aren't you obligated to just punch that guy in the face right in front of his kid?
Daddy, why are we wearing...
Like, why show restraint?
Yeah.
As a man, I think you are obligated to go, you know what?
What, the reporter?
Yes.
We report the news. We don't make the news.
Someone take the kid to a side room or out back, make up an excuse, and just punch the guy in the face. As a man, you're obligated to do that.
In prison.
Yeah. Huh?
Don't do that in prison. I mean, a pedophile, but to kill...
How do you hold back, though? You see the pedophile with his own kid in the house?
Yeah.
How do you hold back?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Daddy, why are we wearing Halloween costumes in May?
Yeah, we're just trick-or-treating. Jeez.
You open your bag and nope. That's called a punch-out.
Yes, punch out.
How do you not beat him up? Like the camera crew, at least.
I don't know. First grade dialogue?
What?
I was trying to think of the word. Dialogue was not it. But he said beat him up.
Beat him up.
How else do you say you beat him up?
How do you not punch him? Ope spoke like an adult. You spoke like a child.
Because we're talking about...
You made me look really intelligent.
Yeah. You walk up to him and say, I call you out.
Yeah.
Then you beat him up.
He crossed the line, you knock him out.
Give him a wedgie.
Yeah.
Since the police know the man has his son with him...
Sir, right there. You come here. You come here. Let go of the child.
A female officer quickly takes the little boy and whisks him away so he doesn't have to further witness his father's arrest.
Please give me my son, please.
Oh. He's taken away in handcuffs and brought to the transfer station.
That's not an option for now, sir. I didn't do nothing wrong. I was only coming to take somebody to lunch. I can't feel my hands, please.
I love the boy's mother at work. Tell her what's going on.
Hi.
Comes and gets him.
You want to get a drink? Yeah?
Meanwhile, the dad is taken to jail.
Come in, make a left.
Photographed and put behind bars.
Oh, that's where he's going to get tuned up.
Put
behind bars.
You think if they do stay together as husband and wife, which, I mean, I can't even imagine that happening.
Oh, they will.
She will hold that over his head for the littlest argument.
That wins every time.
Just like does it. He can never, ever win an argument again.
I told you to put this away. Sorry, I was busy not being arrested for pedophilia.
Yeah.
All right.
I wasn't bringing our young child to have sex with another. Yes, that's something I wasn't doing. Perhaps you were thinking of it when you should have been mowing the lawn.
When I said no to threesomes, that means the whole family.
Let's go to Greg in Georgia. Greg, what's up?
Hey, the funniest bit last night was where they were drilling the guy, and he was sitting there eating the cookie. Looked like little Timmy's daddy. Finally he got pissed, and he tossed the cookie, and he goes, I don't want your stupid cookie anymore. I was dying laughing.
Who said that?
It was Generic White Guy was his screen name.
That's what he said online to the girl. Do you have hair on your cookie?
Thanks a lot, guys.
We got a ton of audio from last night that we'll play on the second half of the Opie and Anthony show. So there you go.
That guy's voice. I don't know whether I love him or want to just cave his head in with a rock. He's so awful. You have to like him.
Smarmy, they call it. He's smarmy.
No, you know what they call it?
We're going to enjoy our smoothies. We're going to take a break.
Oh, God.
When we get back. Yes. Dateline, the whole Predator thing. We missed 4, 5, and 6
Great.
I forgot.
Want to hear it?
I can't mention her name. I got an email from somebody from Perverted Justice who's involved with them on a level, who does stings. And she's a fan of the show.
I thought you got an email just out of your chatting.
No. Psst, by the way, I'm not one. No, she's a friend. I don't know her well, but I mean, I've talked to her many times on email. We met once years ago in Boston. I know this girl, and she's one of the girls who does the stings. And I know
if you chat with her and try to fuck her, are you going to get arrested?
No, because I talk to her as her adult self.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm gonna try to find out if she can come on or send me some transcripts or even audio.
That'd be nuts.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, she does the real thing. She's one of the people.
Dateline, To Catch a Predator. We didn't do weeks 4, 5, and 6, so this is what we do today. The best of weeks 4 through 6.
Let's hear it.
So we got about a dozen clips to go through, the best of. So we're getting right to the good ones, okay? We'll do that after the break, but first. All right, Dateline, To Catch a Predator, best of weeks 4 through 6. This is what we do now.
Let's hear. I love the Dateline Predator show.
The first one is Alonzo.
Yes.
What's Alonzo about?
Alonzo doesn't waste any time when he steps in the front door.
Of course, everyone knows the deal. They rent some house somewhere, and they get the kid touchers to come over thinking they're getting something.
By the way.
Yes.
A site. You want to talk about a site that the pest should certainly look at? It's called corruptedjustice.com. This was pointed out to me by somebody who is on Perverted Justice. It's these fucking, I guess these civil, whatever they are against Perverted Justice because they think it's entrapment or whatever. So I don't know if there's a hyphen or not, but look up corruptedjustice.com. I forget what the guy's name is. We should do more on this maybe during the week, but I just remembered it and I wanted to throw it out there. Ooh. And please feel free to email these scumbags with your opinions.
Very good.
All right, here we go. Dateline, To Catch a Predator, best of weeks 4 through 6.
Yes.
Instead of wasting so much time in this, we just got some of the better clips. The first gentleman, his name is Alonzo.
Yes. And so he's been approached by a fake teen.
Boy, girl?
Don't remember. Most of these are girls. Oh. I do highlight the guy looking for guy, though.
Yeah, it's always a little better.
94 Rock, excuse me, guys. 94 Rock. 505-889-9494. 505-889-9494.
Ask them why they're playing like tracks from our CD.
Why are they stealing Opie and Anthony bits?
No, they're not even stealing them. They're just ours. They're just playing us on their show.
Not crediting the program.
All right.
And then wish them AIDS.
Alonzo, here we go.
What you're about to see happen to this man emerging from the shadows is going to repeat itself over and over again at our undercover house. No. He's 40-year-old Alonzo Wade. He's been chatting online about sex with a girl who said she was 15. When she says she's worried she'll get pregnant, he says, "I am fixed." He drives 104 miles, more than 2 hours, to meet the young teen home alone. And look,
he makes it in 4 minutes.
Down with alcohol.
Come on!
Dell, pretending to be the young girl, waves him in.
Where are you?
I'm just going upstairs to get a Band-Aid. I'll be right back down, okay?
All right.
Then he appears to pull down the zipper on the front of his pants. What he was planning to do next, we'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
What he's planning to do next, we'll never know.
How about this?
He's come for slags.
If you go to a kid's house, fucking idiot pedophiles, and you open the door and they go, ah, and they flee upstairs, run.
Run for your life.
I love the sound effect of the keyboard.
I know.
You have to get that in there. I think they had to try a few times to get the right sound.
It's fucking angry typing pedophile. Hey, what's this guy's name? Chris what?
Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Where's he from? Is he a New York guy?
I don't know.
What a fucking
These men,
hack.
Another man trying to get a young girl to have house.
Well, here we go. Enter Chris Hansen.
How are you tonight? Fine.
He stops as soon as he sees me.
What were you doing with your pants there when you were heading towards the door? My zipper came down. Excuse me. I'll just go outside and make sure everything's okay. Well, you brought quite the selection tonight. Yes, sir. What do we have here?
Well, that's mine.
Alonzo claims the 12-pack of beer and 2 6-packs of Mike's Hard Lemonade are all just for him.
Were you going to give any to the 15-year-old?
Oh, no. Don't do that.
I got a 16-year-old daughter myself.
You're going to drink 24 bottles.
Well,
you brought the 12-pack and 2 6-packs.
I said, what does she like to drink? That I say I was never what I was going to bring it. You got it in black and white that I said I'd bring it.
And you brought it.
Yes, I did.
You say that...
But she also asked for it.
Ah, well, that's a good defense.
I love when he goes, no, like, how preposterous that I would fuck her and then feed her alcohol. That's illegal. And he goes, what did he say on you, bro? The 6-pack.
The 6-pack. A 12-pack and 2 6-packs.
How smarmy is this guy?
The guy is saying that he's going to drink 24 bottles.
And talk to a 15-year-old and try to help her as he drinks himself into an alcoholic stupor with his zipper open. That's believable. Why don't you just fucking fess up?
These guys are horrible. Yes, I brought the booze for her, and I'm going to fuck her.
Yeah, where's the kid?
When are you leaving?
Yeah, hey,
I really want to fuck.
Hey, cock blocker, do the story.
Get it over with. Here's the last clip from Alonzo.
Alonzo says he didn't want to drink in front of his daughter, so he came here to drink, not to have sex. But he seems to leave the door open.
It appears to be clear from this transcript that you are open to the idea of having sex with this girl.
No. Well, it appeared yes. Would I? No. Or maybe. All right. Maybe.
What is it, Alonzo? Yes, no, maybe so?
Maybe.
Maybe. So maybe you would have had sex with this girl?
Maybe.
What should happen to you?
I should go to jail.
Oh, well.
And that's exactly what's about to happen.
Sheriff's office! Put the beer down right now! Put it down! Put your hands in the air!
Do we have any begging clips?
Yeah, did anyone beg? There's nothing better than the beggars.
The one from last week that you already played with the guy that brought his kid.
Yeah, that was...
Please, could you just please let me go? Please. No matter how many times you say
Bruce
please.
in Canada.
Yeah, I just want to give you a quick bio on that Chris Hansen.
Okay.
Haggett. He's originally from, I think, Detroit. He was on WDIV in Detroit in the 90s, and the first time I saw this guy, he was a skinny little kid, and his delivery sent me out the door. I turned him off, and I never wanted to see him again. Chris Hansen.
But you know what? They're showing up to have sex.
Let's get on to the next one here.
Young girls.
This one's just titled Gay Gentleman.
Yes.
Gay gentleman?
Is he happy?
Oh, no, it's the other definition.
Okay.
Homosexual.
Godless.
He's 43-year-old Kenneth Brinkman, screen name Jungle Mania 20050. Here to meet this boy who said he was 14 and willing to have sex with him. The picture is of a former Dateline staffer when he was about 14. Jungle Mania 20050 is really chatting with a perverted justice decoy. He types, "I cannot believe that I'm actually thinking about blanking your blank."
Blanking your blank.
Holding your hand? I know it. Would that be repressing your memories?
I don't know, Gene. I'm gonna go with Charles Nelson Riley on this one. Fucking his ass. Thinking of blanking his blank. Blanking his blank. I see everybody writing away. Brett Summers is writing something up there. Yes. No, cutting off her tit isn't it. Breast cancer.
I think carrying his books.
Oh, that's a bad answer.
Calling his mother.
Calling his mother. No, I don't think that's going to be a good one.
I can't believe I'm thinking of...
Richard Dawson might match that. Richard Dawson. Fucking her ass! Blanking her blank. That's all they could say.
His is blank.
It had to be.
His blanking is blank.
All right, here's the next clip from the Gay Gentleman.
How are you, sir?
Okay.
Why don't you do me a favor and have a seat on the stool right on the other side of the bar there? Please go have a seat. Get yourself all comfortable, or?
Sure.
Jungle Mania appears to get uncomfortable when I read some of what he said online.
Have you ever asked somebody to blank you off? You talk about
Oh, I won't deny that there was
You talk about penis size here. You say, you better not be getting me into trouble. That's not good.
It's not, because, you know, I mean, look what's happened here. Even though I haven't done anything with the guy.
So you have that dark hair. Do you have any body hair?
Yeah. I mean, those are normal chat things on...
It's normal chat things with a 14-year-old boy?
Oh, he's like, nothing went on. He's already trying.
I love the guys that think they've covered their bases by saying, I could get in trouble for this.
Yeah. Hey, you know, could get in trouble. Yeah.
There's your free pass.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
Unfortunately for us, he wrote, I could get in trouble for this. We had to let him go. Even though he came first out.
Let's go to the next one. It's a guy with creepy voice.
Oh, yes.
What's this about?
That's it. Just an awful voice. Sounds like a pedophile.
Hi. You want the Rolling Stone?
Dude.
Hey.
Guy with creepy voice. How's it going?
All right.
Find a place to park okay?
Yeah.
What's your plan for tonight?
Nothing really.
Nothing really.
Like so many others, he says he wasn't doing anything wrong.
You ask her if she's horny.
What's wrong with that?
You ask if she does anal.
It's a question.
I know, but you're asking a question to somebody who identified themselves as an underage girl.
It's just talking. I don't see the internet and real life are two different things.
It's Sam.
What it says on the internet doesn't mean that's what I really think.
But you're here.
Well, that would be easier to believe, Jeff, if you didn't show up here tonight.
You aren't there.
Where you thought a young girl was home alone.
No, I really didn't. Well, I knew she was alone.
Why would you be here?
Jackie Martley.
She was alone. That doesn't mean much to me.
You're an adult. She's a child.
Okay.
There are laws protecting children.
Okay.
Do you get why teen girls at a certain age cannot give consent legally?
Yes.
I told her, dial Jackie 922 Weinbartling. Use your finger. What a horrible voice.
All he should do is mic check. If I walked in and Chris Hansen was there, every time he tried to talk, I would go, and ruin his broadcast. So I would defiantly look at him and make that noise.
Is it true you wanted to have sex with this young girl?
He's just kid little fucking manners.
Why, I'm breaking your cherry, you're getting fucking fresh.
I'm breaking your balls and you're right away you're getting fucking fresh.
Paul in Arizona, Paul.
He accused me of getting fresh.
Hey, this is Bo in Tucson, Arizona. Hey, Did you guys get the clip on the guy that had a note on his front seat to try to get himself out of it?
What did the note say?
Not here to fuck a kid.
Yeah, exactly. It was something like that. Yeah, it just to whom it may concern or something like that. I may be at a child's house, but I'm only there to console her or something like that.
Yeah.
It was on that Dateline special that you're playing right now.
Everyone's trying to beat the system.
Yeah,
he was a real smart guy with glasses on. I mean, he was like a teacher or something, man.
Dude, did he have a suction cup little saying on his window? Something like that. Not here to fuck a child.
Yeah.
Child on board my cock.
Yeah, I'm here to keep the other guys away from her or something like that. He did a couple of loop-de-loops in her driveway.
Yeah, it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, in the off chance he got killed.
He went to jail.
Yeah, if he got killed.
Yeah.
So he could not be disgraced as he was being buried.
Yeah.
All right, let's...
He then told me...
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
I didn't know what this meant. Get home and get your fucking shine box.
You ready for more of the creepy voice guy?
Love this guy.
Tell me what kind of trouble you're in.
Probably jail.
No, what did you do wrong?
I showed up to solicit a minor.
For what?
I guess sex.
Sex.
Sounds like
Then single TX guy for fun says he was really only going to talk with the teenager. So the detective asks him again.
I was just coming to meet him. What happens, happens. That's the way I look at it.
Okay, so there was a possibility that could have happened.
Could have.
When the 27-year-old finds out he's going to jail...
You're going to be taken to Dark County Jail?
Please don't. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
He threatens to kill himself.
I really am just going to slit my throat.
Relax, all right?
No, I'm just going to kill myself. Put me in jail and I'll hang myself. I don't care. I did something so wrong that I don't even want to be alive.
When the detective takes off the handcuffs so the man can sign his statement, he grabs the pen and makes a half-hearted attempt to stab himself.
Put your hand behind your back. You better behave, all right?
Half-hearted? What did it look like?
The cops are just so not buying it. He just sort of just gently pushes his
riding on my neck.
His jugular
I'll
in.
do it.
Don't make me get ink on myself.
You come one step closer, I'll really do it.
That's what I would say every time. Do you have anything to say?
That's so obnoxious.
This man just kind of whined into the microphone.
Joanne. No.
Hi.
Hey, Joanna.
Hi.
Hey.
That guy sounds like the old pedophile from Family Guy. It's always trying to get with Chris.
Hey. Oh, the old... Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Good observation.
You can't stop doing it once you start.
No.
We're going to do a best of one day. The best hands. It's going to be 6 hours long.
Let's go to Mr. H. Mr. H.
If Winnie the Pooh were a child molester, that's what he'd sound like. And by the way, I like the Wolf Mother.
Yeah.
Little sticks, little of everything, dude. Fucking badass.
Wait, who would Winnie the Pooh sound? Oh, that guy.
Yeah, the creepy guy sounded like...
Yeah, the creepy voice guy, man. He sounded just like fucking Winnie the Pooh's voice from the old cartoon.
I'm just here to meet some young children.
Shove in a red shirt with no underpants. Holding honey.
I brought a honey pot. It's spiked with vodka, but it's just for me. I brought my friend Tigger.
All right.
Please don't arrest me. I'm very popular with the children. That guy was a creep.
That's the noise I make when I pull my cheeks apart.
Oh my God, Jimmy, you're out of your mind. You've lost it today.
I'll do that
Sleep
sometimes.
deprived.
I was talking to a girl. What are you wearing? I'm just wearing regular clothes.
All right, we're up to generic white male. What's this guy about there, Than?
Than?
You know what? I forget, but I'm sure it's compelling.
Oh. Well, it's been a pleasure having you around.
Sure. Seriously, it should be funny.
Should be.
What are you doing here today?
Is this some kind of setup or something?
What
do you mean? I'm just on my way to the beach.
He's Michael Willis, screen name Generic White Male. He's almost 50 years old, and he's been chatting online with a girl who calls herself Jolanda, and who says she's 15. He lies to her about his age, typing, "I'm 30. You probably don't want me around you. I'm cute, though. Built good." Then he says,
"We'd have to keep us a secret because of the age difference. Younger girls like you don't come along often. I'd want you again and again."
Then he sends an online picture of his penis to the girl who told him she was 15.
That's fantastic.
I remember what it is with this new setup house. For some reason, they decided to put out fresh baked cookies.
Well, the pedos might be hungry.
Just to make them look as stupid as possible.
So they're eating?
Just munching away.
On cookies.
How could we make these pedos look dumber? Let's put cookies out.
Cookies.
They'll have mouths full of cookies while we're asking them embarrassing questions about swag.
It's just so Chris Hansen can come out and be like, "You enjoying your cookie?"
Enjoying your cookies, are you?
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, that is great. What an idiot.
And how did you meet her?
Well, of course, online.
You act like I should know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a common thing now.
Just to meet young girls online.
Yeah. No, meet any women online.
Women?
Then I remind Generic White Male that Jolanda told him she was 15.
What? No way.
What an actor.
You know, I have the transcript of your conversation with Jolanda.
You know what? I don't want this cookie. I just want to get to the beach.
Come here, just 1 second, sir.
But Generic White Male won't be going to the beach today. As he heads out the back, he stumbles off the porch right into the arms of the Fort Myers Police Department. The police quickly take him down to the ground. In Florida, where it's relatively easy
Oops.
Easy to what?
To have a concealed weapon.
Easy.
They're very rough.
So they work him over. They tune him over, tune him up a little bit.
You know what? I don't want this cookie.
Yeah, he was getting tough. Let me tell you something. I don't want your cookie. I'm going to the beach. Yes, sure you are.
A little willpower.
And his eye was kind of popping out of his head like a Cocker Spaniel. Have you ever seen that? It kind of just drooped out a little bit. He really just had pedophile written all over him.
Creep.
Deaf gentleman.
Yeah, this is just a brief clip of what it sounds like when a deaf pedophile's caught in the act.
Oh, God.
This case of a man who calls himself Pepe is a first for us.
Hey, Pepe, I'm in here.
Do it again.
Hey, Pepe, come on in.
He's 41-year-old Jose Falcon, screen name Florida, in Miami. He's been chatting online with a girl who said she was 12 and a virgin. He lies about his age, saying he's 27, and he says he has plans to teach the 12-year-old how to have sex. He describes in X-rated detail what he wants to do to her. The picture sent to him is of our actress. Now she's trying to get him in the house.
Hey, Pepe, I'm in here.
Do it again.
Hey, Pepe, are you there?
Do it again.
Hey, come on in. Come on in, Pepe.
It takes our decoy a while to get him inside, and when she does, I come out.
Fine, please have a seat right here. No.
He indicates to me he's deaf.
Oh, it's okay. Can you read something?
And then heads for the door.
Looks like this guy's deaf, guys.
And Chris Hansen still is trying to get the story, so he asked him if he'll read something for him.
Oh, I had to get the story. The luckiest man was the deaf guy. He didn't have to hear my awful fucking affected voice.
This guy's the biggest hack reporter I've ever heard.
Oh, it's the worst.
He's found a gold mine with this thing, though. What do they do it every week now? Is it just every week?
All through sweeps, I believe.
Yeah.
They got a few more in the can.
Titillating.
Guys who admits everything. What's this?
It's just this guy who's just folds.
Stupid.
Under 3 seconds of pressure.
Oh, really?
I think you're going to fold under pressure, under questioning.
This is 27-year-old Eric Thornton, screen name Balin79. He drove 4 hours thinking he was going to meet a girl who told him online she was 14. At one point during the chat, he gets on his webcam and masturbates and types, "Did you see it?" The decoy says, "Not really, too dark," and he types back, "Shoot," and then brags about what he had just done.
Done.
I was set up.
Hot come.
His little penis was embarrassing enough.
Hey, come on in.
We have a stutterer.
I made some chocolate chip cookies and I left them on the table. Just take a seat. I'll be right there.
That's fine.
Can I have this audio?
You're good.
You like them? I made them all by myself. I can't wait to see you.
I know.
My dick's getting hard.
Online, he said he'd bring alcohol and condoms, so the actress asks him about it.
What kind of alcohol did you bring?
I brought Absolute Citron. I brought Mandarin Orange. I brought a shot of Jägermeister. I got Bush.
Wow.
Because she doesn't.
I don't know. I could get some more if I need to.
Did you bring condoms?
Sure.
Good cookie.
Well, with all that, it sounds like you've got a pretty big night planned. Huh?
Yep.
2 different kinds of vodka. Brought some beer. And what else?
That's it.
That's it. Condoms. So what was your plan here tonight?
My plan? Just to hang out.
To hang out.
Figure it out, stupid.
Yeah, figure it out, asshole.
Trying to enjoy your cookies.
That has got to be the biggest downer, though. You know, you're fucking pedo. You're all frothed up. You're eating your cookies. You're hearing her fake cartoon-sounding voice. And then all of a sudden, what are you doing here? Oh, buzzkill. Oh, I don't think this is going to go down now. I'm going to have to kill this guy.
I wonder if in their mind they're thinking, please let this man ask me questions and leave so I can fuck the child. Maybe it's not a setup. Maybe he's just curious.
Maybe I'm getting sloppy seconds. This smarmy newsman has broken her virginity.
How often do you meet underage girls online and set up a visit?
Not that much.
Ballpark it for me.
Probably 10, 15.
10, 15.
Oops.
Have you met them in person?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do when you met them in person?
Well, actually, I didn't really meet him.
He keeps changing his story. Finally, he admits he has a problem when it comes to chatting with underage girls online.
I've went to counseling many times.
So based upon the fact that you're here to meet a 14-year-old, that counseling isn't working out too well, is it?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. Would you? I don't know.
James in New Hampshire. James, what's up?
Jack Gordon.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, James.
What?
Hey, they should go with some product placement. They should get Twix involved, so when he's eating the cookies, he can knead them in it and stuff his face full of candy.
They're the new Twix campaign, yeah.
Not going
Knead him in
anywhere
it,
for a while.
and then he shoves the Twix in his mouth and doesn't have to answer until he gets arrested.
Or we should dip him. Or we should look for something to dip him in, and Chris Hansen can come out and go, God, milk.
Hey, I saw Jimmy on Friday. Fantastic show, Jimmy.
Thank you very much.
Rave reviews for Jimmy this weekend.
Bye, mister.
All right, James.
Thank you for coming and seeing Dave and myself.
And finally, finally he gives advice to others, right?
The cookies are in the kitchen. I'll grab them for you if you want to wait out here.
Well, Mrs. Littman used to make cookies.
Used to make the cookies.
He to other potential pedophiles out there.
Oh, good.
Well, what do you think should happen to you, Eric?
Just go home and learn from this.
But he's not going to get off that easy. It's time to tell him who I am.
I'm Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC, and
He doesn't run when he sees the cameras. Instead, he decides to give any potential predator this advice.
Just whatever you do, do not get into underage people at all. I feel regretful.
That's wise.
I feel horrible that I did this.
But that heartfelt speech, those words of wisdom, won't help him this time around.
Please get down the ground! Down the ground!
Oh, that's not going to end well.
When you least expected, you're elected. You're the star today. Smile. You're on pedo camera. That's my advice to everybody here.
You get knocked to the ground and your heart breaks back the wrong way. You still got that fucking Cialis rod you took on the way over there. Your dick's all hard eating a cookie looking at Chris Hansen. And they fucking attack you outside. Get down! Oh no, you're bending it the wrong way. It hurts.
Cookies. Wonderful.
Fucking all ready for some cookies and citron.
Yeah.
Fucking youngster.
I baked them myself.
Yeah.
Did you? They're really good cookies.
There's a black moth on their cookies.
In studio, Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
He walks in, I gotta be honest with you, I'm like, oh my God, we're all in trouble.
Yeah, he's become kind of that guy that walks in somewhere and you don't want to see. It used to be, so a reporter from, I guess, 60 Minutes would be the guy that would walk in and you'd go, oh boy.
Mike
now
Wallace.
You're the guy. It's kind of like, oh no, what did I do? Hey, give my mic.
Oh boy.
Jesus, Opie.
I got the mics on. Hello? Nope. Try that one.
That one will work.
There you go.
Yeah, I know. Every time I walk into a place, people kind of go the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't want to, what did I do? I can't have it.
Well, imagine being one of my kids. When something happens, I said, come on in here and have a seat over there.
Yeah, why don't you have a seat over there? It really is. I've noticed a lot of these guys, now to catch a predator is just huge. I mean, it got to be very high rated at this point. Everyone knows about it.
If you had asked me when we got this started, if we'd still be doing it, I wouldn't have believed it. I mean, I figured we'd do it 2 or 3 times, and we'd end up, with me just pacing the kitchen and looking like the Maytag repairman. It had nothing to do. But in fact, that's not what's happened. And we get guys who keep coming. We get guys who talk about the show in the chat.
Yeah.
And show up anyway.
God. I think the attraction to it is
sometimes.
It's so rare that you get to catch somebody in the act of committing a crime that it's fascinating to watch, especially when you realize what they're doing and who these people are. It's such a cross-section of humanity.
We've seen, a Homeland Security agent. We've had doctors. We've had teachers. We've had people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
In the last investigation, we had a police officer who showed up. This guy had a .38 caliber gun in his pocket. And in his car had an assault rifle, a shotgun, another handgun, hundreds of rounds of ammunition.
Wow.
And videotape equipment.
Oh.
So when he walked in the door and you walked out, what does he do?
Well, this was a unique situation and perhaps fortunate for us because we had actually quit for the night. We had been working very late the night before. The decoys had been chatting with this guy. He was several hours late, and they said, this guy's not coming. So, of course, we leave. We go to the hotel, and the minute we walk into the hotel, cell phones are ringing, and oh, my God. And so he had called the decoy from a payphone and said, I'm 10 minutes out. So we scramble, and the best thing that we could do was just get crews out to where the police stopped him at a traffic stop. And so there was no incident. But, yeah, it worries you to think what might have happened.
Yeah, what might have happened.
Yeah.
You come strolling out. Could you take a seat right down there, and he starts opening fire on you? Are you nervous about things like that? I mean,
we have a very detailed and strict security protocol that we go through, and I'm comfortable based on that, and we adjusted for each individual house and each area.
Metal detectors built into the
and so we
to the door jam.
Pretty much know what's coming. I mean, remember we've had the benefit of reading the entire chat log,
right?
By the time it gets there. So if the guy talks about guns or violence, or we'll change up a little bit so we can protect ourselves.
Yeah, I saw one just recently with the doctor. That guy, obviously, his life destroyed in a split second.
This guy comes in, and again, I've read the chat, so I pretty much know where his head's at. And the way he walks in, and I'm watching on the monitor, he strikes me as the kind of guy who's probably going to stay in chat. And because of who he is, it's probably going to be a very interesting interview. So he comes in, and the decoy says, have a seat over there, pour yourself a beverage. I'm going to go change in my swimsuit.
Some kind of frozen concoction in a blender.
And as you know, sometimes with frozen concoctions in blenders, once they get in the pitcher, they freeze up and it comes out in a big chunk. He's a little nervous anyway, so he goes to pour this thing. It comes up in one big block.
He just looks like a big dope. He pours it out, it spills everywhere.
It spills everywhere. So now he's going to try and clean up his mess and still have this conversation with the decoy who's allegedly changing into a swimsuit around on the other side. So he goes to get a towel, and as he does, he comes so close to where we're set up that he sees the sound man.
Mission control, he sees back there.
And so they get eye contact, and so now he's gone.
Ready to go, yeah.
And so he's out the door, and the next thing you know, he's on the phone telling his wife to bring $30,000, but not the kids.
Yeah.
The Sonoma County.
Don't bring the kids. It's something I shouldn't have done, but I did it, and... but when the cops come for him, he just knows. You could see him. He goes, no, oh, God.
Well, this chat did not just go on for 15 minutes. I mean, he had been at this for days, and it was very detailed and very explicit. So,
yeah. Chris, speaking of that, we talk about the show all the time here. We want you guys to let one guy go as a goof. Just one guy, he's convinced his life is destroyed or the cops are going to go after him. And the cops are outside waiting, but you just kind of let him walk away.
Like he wins the lotto.
Yeah, just one guy.
Apparently, the first couple of shows, I guess you did let them go?
Well, we didn't have a situation in the first couple of shows where police were doing a parallel investigation. We were just doing our story. And in the first one...
Oh, so you did have people leave.
We did have people leave. Now, some of those guys were prosecuted later.
Right.
But, we were kind of figuring this thing out as we went along in the first couple investigations. We were in Long Island for the first one.
So that's got to really frustrate you guys because you're like, wow, we caught a creep here, but we can't do anything, and he is going to just walk away. See, we said that as a goof, but... In your position, that's got to be really frustrating.
Well, that's why when Perverted Justice, the online watchdog group, was approached by the Riverside County Sheriff's Department to have a parallel investigation, we thought that would be worthwhile exploring. Difficult, because you want to have a separation from journalism and law enforcement. We don't want to be a tool of law enforcement, and they don't want to be, an arm of journalism. But we were able to work it out so we could do our investigation. We get our copy of the chat logs from Perverted Justice. Law enforcement gets theirs. We do our thing, and afterwards, the police do theirs.
Yeah, there kind of is a separation there. It's almost... It's very noticeable. As a matter of fact, you guys are doing what you do, and then a barrier is crossed, and he is now in the hands of law enforcement.
Pretty much how it works.
Mm-hmm.
We have total control over our part of it, and the police and the DA's office has control over its part of it.
What is a pedophile thinking, though? They've discussed your show in the chat log, because they're all aware of the show, I'm sure. When you walk in and then you don't see the person you're supposed to see, and they're like, I'm getting a drink. It's like, why would you keep going in the house? Why don't you just turn around and leave? I mean, you're already caught, but why show up?
Some do. But I think a couple things happen. One, these guys, many of them, develop addictions and compulsions on the internet to the point where the only thing that will satisfy them is this face-to-face meeting with their dream date. And so they blur this line between fantasy and reality, and they justify it, and they show up, and they're there. And the other thing I think happens is a lot of these guys just figure, it's not going to happen to me. Dateline can't be everywhere. Law enforcement can't be everywhere. And the reality is,
they're right.
They're right.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds are overwhelmingly in their favor.
Are you amazed at how many pedophiles are out there? You brought it to everyone's attention. I had no idea it was an epidemic like this. And now every day we talk about every day you look at the papers, there's another one of these creeps being arrested for something.
I think that it breaks down into three categories based on our experience. You've got the young guys, 22, 23, who are opportunists. I'm not saying that it's okay to do what they do. It's illegal and they shouldn't be doing it. But in their mind, they don't see anything wrong with setting up a date online with a 13 or 14-year-old girl who may be sexually active anyway. Mm-hmm. The other group are the hardcore heavy hitters. These guys would be in the park or the playground or the movie theaters. They'd be doing this anyway. And there's this group in the middle who, without the internet, wouldn't be engaging in this sort of activity. These are the guys who got, hooked into the porn sites, into the chat rooms, and they've really developed.
Well, you really think that they wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for the internet?
I think of the third of the guys who show up in our investigations.
Wow.
I think so.
That's
it's
bold
addictive.
statement.
it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And remember, there's a difference between the classic definition of a pedophile and some of the people we see.
Right.
We refer to them as predators or potential predators. Pedophile has a very distinct definition. Some of the guys we see meet that definition, some don't.
There are guys that are just sadists and hurt children, and it's got to be very satisfying when you catch one of these animals. But are there any guys that have walked in that you've actually, whether they get arrested or not, that you've actually go, you know what, this guy I believe probably was a first-timer, and anything that you actually believed?
I think so. I mean, almost everybody who comes in says it's their first time, and I'm pretty sure not all of them are telling me.
Yeah.
But I think there are a handful who have come in, it was their first time. And a couple guys, for instance, we had a situation in Long Beach, California, where a guy had been online chatting with the decoy, and he sends his 15-year-old cousin in there to check it out. Now, this poor kid didn't have a clue. He walks in, and I'm talking to him all of a sudden, and he said, well, my cousin, and he really didn't. I mean, they threw him under the bus to see if everything was okay. And he wasn't prosecuted, and, he was fine. So
did they get the cousin?
They did.
Oh. Do you find yourself now, I know a lot of people, especially cops that have to do work like this, they get desensitized to a lot of things. Do you find yourself, because you have to paw through so much of this, smut, do you find yourself getting desensitized a bit?
Not really. What I see is that a lot of these chats follow the same pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same.
Not that original.
What's going on? How are you? Oh, you're way too young for me. And all of a sudden, well, have you ever thought of older men? Do you do this? Do you that? Do the other thing? But, I need to know what this guy has said and take the nuance so I can do an interview with the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fortunate, too, because I get to do other stories. So,
right.
I mean, this one gets an enormous amount of attention, and it's really, really important. But I do get to do other stuff.
You're doing other stuff, yeah. Well, my favorites are when you actually have the photos of the guys, a little pixelation, and it's like you sent this photo along, and the guy's just like, yeah, that's me. What can you say at that point? It's so embarrassing.
Who knew that so many people were sending photos like this back and forth? I had no clue. No. I didn't know that so many people were hooking up, much less having these kind of conversations.
Yeah, legitimately hooking up. Yeah, there's things going on.
Yeah. I mean, who knew? I didn't.
I don't know. I go to, various news websites.
We did the first one of these, and I was stuck in traffic trying to get over the Throgs Neck Bridge, wondering, gosh, should I just waste tens of thousands of dollars of NBC's money? The producer gets on the phone and says, I got two guys due here in 40 minutes. Get here. And from then on, it just was, guys are running into each other.
So
amazing.
You have caught a lot of people, and it's obviously a great thing. You're catching pedophiles, and I know it's discouraging people because a lot of people probably don't do it because they don't want to get busted. What kind of negative reaction? There has to be somebody complaining about it.
Yeah, there are people who think, okay, you should have done it 2 or 3 times, and you made your point. There are people, for instance, in Texas who were critical because they didn't want us doing this investigation in their neighborhood. I would argue that we made that the safest neighborhood in Texas that weekend.
Yeah.
I would argue that we have a lot of security and precautions in place, so everything was safe. I would argue that we are covering a continuing story, and we don't do just one story on the war on terror or the war in Iraq or the economy or the fuel efficiency in vehicles. We're not going to do just one story on this issue either.
Yeah, this isn't going away. It's
well,
not something that's okay. It's fixed. We can't do a story on it anymore.
I mean, what we've done is, take the same hidden camera techniques that we used in Cambodia for child sex tourism or in India for child slave labor in the silk business, and we turned it towards, the issue of computer predators.
What do you think about people that take a lot of trips to Thailand?
Well, it depends what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, we all know what they're doing. They'll come up with other reasons why they have to be there, but
there's a show that's on before us here.
You might want to give them a call.
You might want to, give them a call.
Is that right?
One of the hosts he has been on the terrorist watch list because he flies so much to Thailand, and it's never business. It's always pleasure, and I don't know, unless you're selling rubber dog dew and need to buy it in bulk, I really see no reason to go there except for the child sex industry.
And we asked the question, why do you go to Thailand? And we're doing our own
investigation. It's always very vague. Yeah, we're doing our own investigation.
It's they like the beaches. Stop. There's beaches all over the world you can go to.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I have to go there on business. Then you ask a little more, and it's just so vague. They never had to go over there for that even.
Well,
I'm stationed over there, I guess is a good reason, but besides that, I don't know.
There's a lot of that activity over there. We have, doing past investigations.
Yeah, you've done in Cambodia, right?
Yeah, we're over there, and that, it's rampant in some of these areas.
Yeah. You also just got done in Africa?
We just got back from working on an upcoming story on credit card fraud and identity theft, and we essentially infiltrate a syndicate and work back at every level and through Europe and into Africa. I'll tell you a great story. We were talking to somebody who didn't know that they were on hidden camera as part of this investigation, and essentially we wire these locations like a predator house. And we had Hansen Discount Electronics and CH Delivery, and so we through every part of this we get there. And what happens is a lot of these guys unwittingly get sucked into these sweetheart scams, and the people are involved in the buying electronics or stolen credit cards, but they take delivery here in the United States and reship it. So we tell this guy to come in, he's got to pick up his packages, and I'm sitting there in a fleece and a Detroit Tigers ball cap on, and he's going on. I said, where did you meet this girl you're in business with? He said, well, in a chat room. I said, really? He leans over and says, but you got to be careful. I said, it's all on him. He says, because that show Dateline will bust you if you're talking to the young girls.
Oh my God, he's talking to you.
He says, have you seen the show? I said, why, yes, I have. Did you see the one last week where the guy walks in for the second time? I said, I saw that. I said, did you see the one where the guy walked in naked? He goes, yeah, that's amazing. And the guys are killing themselves in the back.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm saying, that Chris Hansen's a pretty sharp guy. that might be pushing it just a hair too far.
Oh, man, what are the odds?
Was he angry at you when he finally realized it?
No. In a following meeting, we said, look, we think you're being scammed. We need you to help us. And he did, and that's how we got to the next level of the next level.
Hey, do you try to set up the older women? I know that's not as prevalent as the older creeps, but you ever get women coming into the house looking for sex with the young boys? Or?
We have never seen that in our investigation. We profile a case in the book where a woman was involved in this sort of activity and caught. But generally, in our experience, and the experts we talk to have said that when it comes to female predators, they certainly exist. We've seen the high-profile cases of teachers and students, but they like to know their target, whereas a male predator is much more comfortable with the anonymity that's provided on the internet.
Yeah, it almost seems like the women, it's a relationship they're going for in some way. It's more than just a sexual encounter. But do you see a complete double standard with the way Deborah LaFave was handled and the way a male predator would be handled in the same situation?
I don't know. I know people have made that criticism, and that maybe she got a break because she's an attractive woman, and I'm sure a lot more went into it than that. I'm sure they look at what are the chances of her reoffending, what treatment, what punishment, that sort of thing.
But I don't even think that would be looked into if the shoe was on the other foot and it was a guy, teacher, a young female student. I don't think they would even look at the fact that, well, would he do it again? Will it? I believe there would be some jail time there at least.
There's a double standard there.
Yeah,
I think there is.
Hey, we got a question coming in from Jeff from Richfield. Jeff, you're on with Chris Hansen.
Hey, how's it going? I'm just wondering what you guys put in that lemonade to get those guys to talk so much. I can't believe that they admit to so much on the air.
Are you surprised about that a lot, that they do talk?
I think a couple things happen. One, and we've seen this, some of these guys are sort of relieved. I mean, it's a bad situation.
They want to get it off their chest.
They want to get off their chest. And we've had some of these interviews turn into virtual therapy sessions. Guys going back, I've had a 10-year problem with this. I got older, but the people I'm chatting with have not, and they're young, and as bad as it all is, I think they know that they're going to finally get some help in some of these cases. And I also think that now that people are a little more hip to what's potentially going to happen, these guys know that the police might be outside.
Yeah.
Why not hang and chat for a few minutes?
Before they know the inevitable. And hey, can I have another cookie? These are great. Maybe they'll leave.
Yeah, why cookies and lemonade? This makes everyone happy and comfortable.
It started, we had snacks in the first one, and the young actress who looks even younger, who was working as a decoy, actually just made cookies kind of because there's nothing else.
Anyone talk about how great the cookies are?
We did in Florida. We had the guys compliment.
A fan of the cookies.
You ought to get them sponsored, by the way. You ought to say, sit down and have some country time lemonade. That's some famous cookies.
I'm sure stations, we all know how sales are. Hey, can we sponsor that thing? We can actually sell the beverage. I did notice the decoy was different on one where now you're showing her face. We really didn't get a look at the first decoy, and now the blonde girl, I guess.
Well, she worked for us in Florida in the last investigation. We change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll work with us for a couple investigations in a row. And
I noticed you give her a little more face time in these the latest one. The decoy, was that a conscious decision?
It was kind of the way it worked out. We had been doing that little by little. But it had been successful, so we did a little more on this last one.
It gives it a little more of a creep factor with the guy and actually
you see the
talking to her,
and what he does, and then she disappears, and I come out. We had one in Texas where the guy wanted some ice, and there was no ice at the bar, so he walks into the kitchen to get the ice, and while he's in there, the decoy disappears and I come out, so he comes walking back, with the ice and expecting the girl. And,
what a buzzkill!
Yeah.
And he's always got some kind of line like, "Hey, got some ice, do you?" like when the guy's doing something unexpected, like, "Hey, why don't you just take a seat there?"
Yeah.
Enjoy your cookies.
Hey, what's the Jimmy, you got some?
Okay.
Yeah, we want to get into the book before we take a break. So you got a book called To Catch a Predator, Protecting Your Kids from Online Enemies Already in Your Home. What's different about this than the TV show is, I guess, what I want to ask.
We had put together a ton of information and important things, especially for parents, that we just did not have time to get into on the show. Things like issues like collateral damage. What happens to the wives and children of these guys? Treatment versus punishment. What do we do with these guys? And I've had the benefit of talking to some of the smartest people in psychiatry, law enforcement, and I've looked into the eyes of 250 of these guys. And what I've done is I've taken all that information and distilled it, into 20 things parents can do. Not just, okay, don't do this, don't do that, but ways of initiating a discussion. Things that a kid will keep in their mind to keep them safer online.
Where do you think this comes from, by the way? These guys wanting the real young girls.
There are obviously some people who are predisposed to this, and I think some guys who are open to the idea, but who would not do this without the internet. spend hours and hours and hours in the chat rooms and on these porn sites, and you know, they get off on the sites that cater to people who are interested in younger targets.
They have on the net too. It's a really weird thing. They have sites that are about young girls, but they're not porn sites. They're just these creepy sites that there was one about this girl Jessie. Like we're like almost like parents put up photos of their kids in bikinis and doing all this non-sexual stuff. Wink, wink. But you know what it is. It's like a really weird line that I think they're having these sites taken down now. But it's almost like legal pedophile sites.
Well, there are sites that obviously are catering to guys who are wired this way, but it's hard for law enforcement to
stay within the boundaries of the law.
To take them down because, okay, so what? You know, what constitutes child porn? And there's a fine line with those sites.
We have to take a break. You want to hang out?
Sure, I got some time.
All right, we got some phone calls coming in for Chris Hansen. The new book's called To Catch a Predator. We'll continue in just a bit. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. We got Chris Hansen in studio. His new book is To Catch a Predator, Protecting Your Kids from Online Enemies Already in Your Home. And we were talking about some of the scams that are going on out there. And Anthony, you mentioned as I walked back into the studio, black money.
Well, Chris is doing special from Africa, I guess.
Coming up.
Well, Europe also on these scams. We've all seen them in our emails. You know, somebody from Nigeria kind of drops you a line that says they have $10 million they need to remove from the country, and they need your help. And if you contact these people, they'll string you along and slowly drain you of all your money. One of these things I heard is black money. What they do is they say they take $100 bills and they've dyed them black to get them out of the country, so it doesn't come across as money. And you have to buy a chemical.
What is it supposed to be if it's not money?
Yeah, exactly.
It's in the shape of money, but it's black.
It's in a wallet.
Exactly.
I guess why I'm asking that, it amazes me that people actually fall for some of these scams to begin with.
Yeah.
Something like that is like, why else would they have to get this out of the country?
What they do is they give you a small sample of a chemical, or you have to go to them and they show you how this works, and you'll have all this money. But the chemical is very expensive, and to get as much as you need to de-ink $1 million or so, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and people give them this money. It amazes me that people fall for this.
You know, you look at these things, and on the surface you say, who would fall for that? You know, what are you thinking about? But these scammers are so good at getting people emotionally and mentally invested in this thing, where sometimes people really start to believe they're going to make some money. We had a case in Michigan, county treasurer, who decided to not only invest some of his money, but some of the county's money, allegedly. Right. And of course, that got lost, and now there's a big...
Oh, man, he's in trouble.
Big problem.
Yeah. It just... any of those scams, I'm so leery of them, and you would think in this day and age, more people would be computer literate enough to recognize a scam or phishing, which, that I was just telling you happened to me the other day. My bank had sent me an email and said that there were charges that they weren't sure of, and click on this link and please put in this info. And I was like, no, this obviously isn't going to my bank. I could see the URL up top. It's different than my bank would be. And you would think people would be more computer savvy in 2007.
Well, I think a lot of folks, get home from work, click on the computer, and they're just trying to get through the emails. Like, I'll get rid of this and do that. I mean, in the credit card fraud story we were talking about earlier, it's on in a couple weeks. One of the victims we profiled did exactly that. Just came home in a hurry and clicked it. Next thing you know, her account is drained. It was her ATM card, her debit card.
Did she get her money back?
She did, ultimately, yeah. Yeah, the banks are good about this sort of thing. But what was amazing to me is just the volume of fraud that goes on with stolen identities and stolen credit card numbers. I mean, stuff that every day. I mean, electronics and all kinds of products that are bought and then shipped overseas to sell. It's a $1 billion business.
The internet has opened up a whole new landscape for this too. It used to be, I guess, the old stories of them rummaging through your garbage and finding your identity that way. Now you have a virtual online garbage pail to rummage through and steal people's identity that way.
Yeah. I mean, there are ways to protect all that, but I think a lot of people just haven't gotten hip to how to do it, and you got to take that extra minute and think about what you're doing online.
When you look at Mark Foley, or a guy who can get busted by just having something copied and saved, a lot of people who are over the age of 25 don't realize that you can save everything. They don't understand the dangers of it because they didn't grow up with computers.
Hey, I got to just... Oh, go ahead. Answer that.
No, I was just gonna
I got an interesting call. I want to make sure you get to it.
Absolutely. It's just like, you got to teach your kids not to give out all kinds of information on their social networking sites. I mean, these predators, for instance, whether it's a financial predator or a computer sexual predator, these guys are really good at taking bits and pieces from a kid's MySpace and getting into a conversation and grooming the kid over a period of weeks and finding out where they are and setting up a meeting. One of the things is we say be careful of strangers. But some of these predators are so good at developing a relationship, the kid doesn't think it's a stranger.
You've built up like an outline of what this kid's about, interests, and now you can kind of talk like you're interested in the same
things. And kids have to know that, that these guys are out there.
Hey, I got an observation. You have a way of looking at people. You're not looking at my soul, are you? Anyone else getting a little paranoid as he just looks deep into your eyes when he talks? It's like, look, man, I have nothing to hide.
All right. Well,
keep your hands
Opie, you barely have nothing to hide.
Like, why is he looking so intensely at me, man? We got Laura from Glen Cove. Laura, you're on with Chris Hansen.
Good morning, fellas. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Chris. I actually work with one of the guys that was featured actually on the show, Eddie. He was a TV producer, supposedly.
Sure, I remember him well. He was he came over to visit us in our first investigation in Long Island.
Yeah, he's definitely creepy. He had actually, it was a rumor going around that he was on it, but no one could find the footage online until finally someone that doesn't even work with us, they actually work in another office in the same building, had pointed it out to us and showed us where to find it.
This was a guy who came over after an explicit online conversation, and he knocks on the door and comes in, and he says to the decoy, says, tell me you're 19. And she says, well, I already told you I'm 14. And it goes back and forth and back and forth. It gets pretty tense. Remember, this is the first one, so we're still kind of figuring out.
Feeling it out, sure.
And so finally the decoy says, well, okay, whatever, I'm 19, and he comes in, and of course I come out, and he says, I knew it, and we go back and forth. He said, I was just, checking this out, I knew it was a sting. I said, well, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm a television producer. I said, ironically, I work in television too. See, this guy sort of, got it.
Yeah.
And, he congratulated us on our good work, and so he was
That's great.
Looking forward to seeing the story.
But he was free, a reference? But he was free to go, right?
At that,
because that was early on in
that
whole
first
thing.
investigation. I believe there's only one case that was prosecuted, and that was a New York City firefighter who surfaced in the investigation.
But it did destroy, part of their life. I'm sure it gave him that little kick in the ass not to do it again, perhaps. I don't know. It seems like you're ruining your life.
Well, I think in some cases it probably has. I mean, it's a wake-up call for some of these guys.
Unless you're a lonely, creepy guy in a one-room apartment, with the neon hotel light blinking outside, a lot of these guys have families, jobs that, would just be completely destroyed.
Well, people always ask, what's the profile of one of these guys? Well, as you've seen in the stories and, we talk about it in the book, these are guys who come from mainstream American movies. Now, we get, our percentage of creepy-looking fellas, don't get me wrong, but the vast majority of them do not have the word predator tattooed on their forehead.
Were there any times that you felt like you were really in the room with like a sociopath, like a real problem who could be a problem for you, or you're in danger?
We've had, I don't know, a couple of tense moments. In California, a military guy was there, and he'd already taken off his shirt, for the hot tub, and walked around and saw us, and we were face to face, and there was a split second there where I thought, this guy is thinking about whacking me. I mean, and he's got the guns to do it, and it was quiet for a minute. I said, why don't you, come on, let's talk over there. Let's just sit right down over there. And he calmed down, and we had a long conversation about the whole thing.
Well, you do come across, and I think a lot of these guys think you're a cop. When you come out, you don't identify yourself as an officer, but
and you don't see
the way
cameras there.
Yeah. I think it's the way you carry yourself, and you kind of you take control of the situation. You tell them, hey, sit down. You're kind of, presenting yourself as an authority figure, and I think that helps out.
Well, I think some of these guys think I might be with law enforcement. I don't try to be that way. I think some think I might be the father. We've had that. Tell your daughter I'm sorry, I would never do this, or tell your son. But
your daughter's a slut.
Jesus. Hey, real fast, Laura. So what happened to Eddie?
Oh.
Oh, well, he's still around. I'm not going to say where we work. You know, we were in sales, though, and I could tell he was giving you a pitch there, Chris, when he was talking to you. But I actually took over his old seat with his computer, and me and the IT guy, it must have taken us hours to get all the porn off it.
Really?
Computer, yeah.
That's interesting.
Was it child porn or was it just regular stuff?
Well, I didn't really want to check it out all that much, but it just seemed like old, regular porn.
I hope you changed out the keyboard.
Yeah, no kidding. But he's still around. You see him?
Yeah, he actually, I
This guy's walking free?
Pardon me? Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, we would go out, after work for drinks and stuff, and this is before I even knew, and he would say...
Where Chuck E. Cheese, he would always recommend. Can we go to Chuck E. Cheese tonight?
He would just say really, really nasty stuff. I mean, I can recall some pretty vulgar things he had said, about women that he had been with or what he wanted to do after work and this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
So,
all right. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a good day.
All right, let's go to Eric in New Jersey. Eric.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. Obviously you're dealing with a very serious subject matter, very heavy stuff. I was just curious, is there like a gag reel, no pun intended?
There's not really a gag reel, but,
I would love to see the bloopers.
Clearly,
I really
would. There are some humorous moments that pop up. I mean, for instance, when we did the first one, they started coming so quickly that it was hard to keep the right transcript with the right guy. So I walk out with a transcript. I say, "No, it says here that you came to meet a 13-year-old girl by the name of so and so." No, not me. Hang on. A 14-year-old girl.
Not me.
13-year-old girl. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, good.
Okay, we got the right.
You just hope the age keeps going up. 22-year-old. Yes, that was the one.
Yeah, the guy's hoping. He's keeping his fingers crossed.
Oh, made it.
I got past 14. Come on, 15. Let's say hi to Joey in Jersey. Joey.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Listen, I know you guys were talking about credit card fraud or whatever before.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for Chris over there.
Sure.
What happened was, a couple years ago, someone got a hold of my bank card, because I'm an idiot, left it at the ATM machine. And they rung up like $996 on Shop NBC. Now, 2 years later, I thought my bank took care of this. Now it's at Shop NBC, and they're telling me they have absolutely zero record whatsoever. I have no idea what to do about this. My bank says that there's a record of it. Shop NBC has zero record. I went to the highest person I could find there, and they have found nothing in anywhere of their computer systems.
Chris will get right on that for you, sir.
That's right.
Usually the banks are pretty good about tracking this down. If you call the specific fraud, section of the bank, they'll assign somebody to you, and it may take a while, but they're good at tracking it down because they want to make an example of these guys too.
All right.
He did that already. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, so don't yell at Chris.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do for you. I'm sorry. Let's say hi to Mary. She's a parent. Mary, Connecticut. What's up?
Hey, Chris. It's Mary, Pierce's mom.
Hey, Mary. How are you?
Good. I just want to thank you.
Well, I appreciate
you
that.
You have addressed, and you are taking care of all of our worst fears. And I've always felt, Chris, that you were going to do something very special and important. So I run around my house saying, told ya. So thank you, Chris.
Sounds like a fan.
Oh, you wait on that. She knows.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I sure
Yeah. All right, Mary. Thank you.
It's very nice of you. Thank you.
All right, and finally, Mike in Queens. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I got a couple of questions for Chris regarding his show. I mean, I'm all for prosecuting predators and stuff, but it's kind of like not realistic. He never mentions about his decoys, what they're saying to entice these guys into these chats. They really don't mention how they get them. And also, in real case scenarios where children are talking to these predators and stuff, he really doesn't bring up the point that their level of responsibility for that. I mean, hundreds of thousands of children out there are talking like this to people as a form of entertainment, and they're enjoying it, and with the MySpace and all that stuff like that. And it's like, and even Chris, he's doing this in a form of entertainment with his sarcasm and wisecracks. We laugh at it. I love watching the show, but I watch it for the entertainment value, not the shock value of it.
Well, I'll say a couple of things on that. One, when these decoys from Perverted Justice set up in a chat room, they have a profile that includes a picture that's unmistakably underage. They never make the first move. The guy always makes the first move.
Always.
And in the vast majority of cases, the guy is the one who first brings up sex.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes care of the one issue. In terms of me being a little creative with the questions. I think sometimes that gets a more detailed response from these guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mike. I'm sorry you're disappointed that he's
I'm not disappointed.
pedophiles out there.
Hey,
Mike's an ass.
Let me tell you.
About all these 6-year-olds.
Mike, I'm going to look forward to seeing you on the show.
Yeah. All right, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
We got to leave it there. Go ahead, Jimmy.
The book is called To Catch a Predator. It's just great stuff. Protecting your kids from online enemies in your home. It's a lot more detailed than the show is, obviously. And Chris Hansen, man, you do a great thing.
Thanks, guys. Really,
thank you.
Pleasure being here.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if this is good for the show, but my cell phone was ringing off the hook.
Off the hook. Isn't that funny? You never put it on a hook.
I know, but
it's old school chat. You're like, the phone was ringing off the hook.
It still works.
I hang mine it's right by my coat.
Yeah,
it's a little hook, and it rings and falls off.
Yeah, you know. And then Steve got a voicemail from Doug Stanhope. He saw the Dateline thing as well, and he was laughing, and I guess he sounds really drunk or on something, and he's like, I just saw you guys on Dateline.
Well, I knew about this.
Catch a Predator.
I knew about this over a month ago when I had spoken on the street, an impromptu conversation with my good friend, Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
As I was going to John's Hog. I saw Chris Hansen on the street as I was crossing the street, and he said, "Hey, Anthony. How you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, Chris. What's up?" He goes, "I've been meaning to talk to you guys." And then he explained this situation that happened and was shown on Dateline last night. And I got a good chuckle out of it.
Yeah.
One of our listeners, whoopsie.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, the suits upstairs are like, oh, my God.
Come on.
Oh, my
This is a great one.
Scott and Todd's listeners would never be caught in Dateline.
Yes, they would be.
Catch a Predator house.
On the other side of it, they would be. People are showing up to see them.
Hey, Paul S., really fast, thank you, from New Rochelle. Opie, the tow truck driver is in a medically induced coma with 80% of his body burned.
Oh, man.
So he's in very bad shape. Thanks for that update there, Paul.
80%.
So, yeah, To Catch a Predator last night, an O&A fan got caught in the sting.
Yep.
Boy, and Hansen has done our show a couple times. We get along with the guy big time, and like Ant said, Hansen kind of gave him the inside scoop that this was coming down eventually.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he's explained it when he's been on this show that it's just from every walk of life. These people, they could be doctors.
Ooh, nice way to spin it.
Lawyers, as a matter of fact.
We've seen the rabbi, we've seen the lawyers, we've seen the doctor.
NBC is facing a lawsuit from a family member of a gentleman that was caught in one of the stings and ended up killing himself. And now the family is suing. And listening to this guy's lawyer was just disgusting me. He was saying that this is the type of stuff that happens when amateurs dabble in an area that should be handled by professionals like the police department. Now, they're working with the police department. Mm-hmm. The thing is, they put no blame on the guy who was having this, allegedly having, but you know how they deal with it on the show, this sexually explicit conversation with an underage person, and was trying to maybe set something up as a meeting. And of course, being in the position he was in, I believe he was a prosecutor, you're screwed. Your whole career is down the toilet. You're just thinking about that. Your family life, your friends, how you face your friends when you sending horrid things to underage girl or boy. And he decided to off himself.
How great is that?
The Roman way out.
He saved the state the money. He understood that it was going to be a trial. That's what you should do. Just kill yourself. Do us all a favor.
Save the state money. Save your family a little bit of the dignity. Yeah. And that's that. But family suing.
Well,
see where that'll go. The NBC says it's without merit.
Right, but last night it was an O&A fan on To Catch a Predator. Here's the audio.
You want some brownies? I made some.
Did you dose them?
What?
Did you dose them?
No. They're really good. I had them.
Are they using a real chick now?
Yeah, they use
I haven't watched Catch a Predator in a while. I mean, I was still watching when you hear just a voice from another room. But I read somewhere that they're actually going to bring the girl into the room now.
Well, a lot of guys are getting suspicious when the girl would just kind of show her back and kind of call out, "Oh, I'm in here." Right. And the second the guy walks in the door, she just kind of maybe look a little over her shoulder and go, "Okay, I'll be right back." Well, now they got this girl who really looks like a young girl.
How old is she?
I have no idea.
She's probably 18 or 19 at least.
But she looks really, really young. And she's standing there looking right at him, going, "Hi, how are you? I got some brownies or something." And that's when he said, "What, are they dosed?" And she's like, "No, they're not dosed." And then she does the old, "I'm going to go get changed" bit.
Oh, boy.
And that's where this guy actually, like a light went off in his head, like, uh-oh, I think I've seen this before.
Oh, boy. I thought our listeners were smarter than
Well, this guy apparently was a little too late.
Oh, man. Why us?
Yeah.
Why us?
And why does she have to change? Why can't she just sit there and watch the bust happen? What, are they afraid it's going to affect her?
Oh,
adult.
No. Well, congratulations to everybody. We finally made it into the stream of consciousness of pop culture.
We're fans of the show, and it's an honor.
Oh, my God.
I'm one of our dopey listeners.
It just doesn't feel the same when, like, Jay Leno mentions the Opie and Anthony show, or David Letterman does a little monologue joke about some dumb thing we did. This is a little different. I'm not getting the same feeling.
No,
man.
not the same vibe.
But no, they should actually make the girl sit there in her pigtails and actually be on like a police walkie-talkie. While this guy's like, "Oh no, how did I think you were 9?
Oh, there's a problem here.
Just once in my dumb career, I want to be able to bring like video of stuff that has happened to us on TV and played for my entire extended family.
Well,
I'm always hiding in the corner like, "Oh, please don't mention that one of our fans was on Catch a Predator. Please don't mention it. Please don't mention it."
Got to get to work on curing a disease or something, because it ain't happening with your ass in that chair.
Yesterday on Good Morning America, they're doing some story on how like news spreads worldwide really fast, and out of nowhere they're showing a newspaper with our faces on it and says, "You're fired."
Fired.
It's just stock footage. I'm like, oh, God.
We were hoping it's stock footage, and it turned out it was.
It turned out to be, thank God, yeah.
We never know. We're always the last to know.
All right, here, let's get back to this audio.
You want some brownies? I made some.
Did you dose them?
What?
Did you dose them?
No. They're really good. I had them before. Did you bring a smoke?
Can I just roll it up wherever?
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
He wants the decoy to smell the marijuana he brought.
Smells good. Alright, I'm just gonna go get something to drink while you finish that up, okay? You want something?
It seems something about that line gets this man thinking. Perhaps he's heard it before.
He's heard it before. Yeah. Of course he's heard it before.
He
on
knew.
Our show.
You could see it. You could see it in his face when you watch the video.
Oh my God.
The second she goes, "All right, I'm going to go get something to drink or something," he just goes, "Oh my God. First of all, I ain't getting laid.
Right.
Second of all, I'm going to jail. I've been caught on this stupid show that I've laughed at on the Opie and Anthony show."
And he has pot with him too. It's like, it just gets worse.
Now, dude, you're the guy we're laughing at.
Yeah. Oh.
And there'll be another one.
Oh,
there's someone guaranteed. There's an Opie and Anthony listener right now.
Listening
that's
right
like,
now, and he's
that ain't
gonna
gonna happen
caught.
to me, man. Hey, this is funny. What a dope this guy is. And he'll be sitting in that chair with the brownies in front of him.
Yeah.
The girl going off to do something, going, "Hey, wait a minute."
And he'll go, "Hey, I like John Opie and Anthony because I was there that day. I'm the GM of the station."
Did you think your braces would help you with these young girls?
Where is he?
Huh?
I'd love to talk to him.
This guy?
Yeah, where is he? He's a fan of the show. Come on.
Yeah. Maybe
give us a call.
Maybe he's not in jail yet.
Oh, maybe he made bail.
I gotta tell you, the next clip, you know, as creepy as this is, and these guys are creeps, the next clip's gonna make you laugh. Simple as that.
Of course.
Oh my God. Why are we even playing this today?
This man calls himself Steve from Bayshore. You wanted to have sex in a Nazi uniform.
His screen name is Dog Ass Sniffer from Woodside.
Steve C. sent child pornography with a Foundry logo on it.
We traced the Foundry watermark.
We couldn't believe how stupid a man could be. Well, here we go. The next clip says it all.
By the way, I like all the fact that Ant's the only one that can do Chris Hansen. Me and you just kind of go, we just move our mouth a little bit.
Oh, it's just easy. You do it.
All right, here we go. So Chris Hansen introduces himself. Now Chris Hansen walks into the room. And here's the clip that everyone's talking about today as far as our show goes.
I want you to just keep your hands right where I can see them, okay? And I want you to sit right down there. No, keep your hands right where I can see them. What is this right here? Some pot. Some pot. And what was your plan tonight? Come down, talk to her. Talk to her. You're Chris Hansen? I am. Have you seen the show? You have seen it. I thought you were real funny on Opie and Anthony. Oh, you listened to me on Opie and Anthony? Can I honestly tell you something? Yeah. I almost think in the back of my mind that I almost wanted this to happen.
Oh, my. Oh. I think the beauty is that not only is he a potential pedophile, but he does drugs.
Yeah.
Which is great.
He's smoking pot. He's offering pot to the youngster.
Yeah.
And trying to have sex with the youngster. And he's a fan of the program. Welcome. Welcome, sponsors.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Why not?
You were funny on Opie and Anthony.
It's great.
You saw me on Opie and Anthony.
Oh, you saw me on Opie and you heard, I was very funny, wasn't I? You see Chris gets all, okay, look, I'll sneak out the back door. Give me a little compliment.
Maybe that's why him and Anthony meet. I mean, it's not an accidental thing. Chris tells him what houses to avoid.
Yeah.
Shelby 520.
Stay away from this house.
I gotta hear that last part again.
Chris Hansen? I am. Have you seen the show? You have seen it. I thought you were real funny on Opie and Anthony. Oh, you listened to me on Opie and Anthony? Can I honestly tell you something? Yeah. I almost think in the back of my mind that I almost wanted this to happen.
Why?
Chris wasn't funny on Opie. He was very interesting. It was a great interview.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really funny. He was just talking about pedophiles.
Yeah.
He had a couple of good lines.
Yeah, but for a pedophile, that's probably hilarious.
Yeah, hysterical.
Right, that's
pedophile talk.
Mr. Chris is their Richard Pryor.
Yeah. Kenny, what do you got?
Well, you guys shouldn't feel bad about that because you're so entertaining. You have a wide, diverse audience because you're so popular and well-liked.
The Wall Street professional all the way down to the pedophile.
Yeah.
You guys can't help it that you're that good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kenny.
You guys want to hear some more from this guy?
I thought you were going to say throw up after hearing that.
No kidding.
Certainly.
Well, we can't avoid it. Everyone's talking about it today.
Yeah.
My phone, like I said, was ringing off the hook. Your phone was...
I meant Kenny.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, the pedophile audio is fine. It's just when he tries to say nice things.
Guy says he knew what was happening as soon as he saw the brownies.
What's so funny about the brownies? Right when I saw the brownies, I knew. You knew what? I knew I was going to be running into you. I think this is the first time we've had brownies. I'm kind of chuckling about it just because, I shouldn't have. So you think it's funny? No, I don't think it's funny. I mean, it's funny how dumb I'm really turning into.
He should have had like a Pest T-shirt on.
And why are
that would have been great.
Why are they still going with the snack thing?
Because pedophiles love snacking.
But Chris Hansen goes, this is the first time we used brownies. Yeah, but you used cookies and lemonade,
First time we've used brownie.
How about a beer?
Now we're going to
there for him.
Take the brownies out of the mix. The brownies have blown the cover. The cover's being blown by snack foods.
No beer company will sign off on that, though, so they'll have to use, like, that yellow beer from All in the Family.
Yeah.
Awful, no-name beer. No frills, spelled with a Z.
Yeah, let's go to Mongo, the trucker. Mongo!
Happy birthday, Jimmy. I
Thank
think this guy definitely wins the assault on the media office.
Yeah, I would say.
Screwed up the line, too.
He gets the O&A mention in there.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of FaceTime.
It would have been nice if he mentioned Jimmy's book, but it's
that would
okay.
have been good.
Well, Mr. Self-Centered just has to worry about going and getting arrested.
Well, we learned more about this guy that might listen to our show every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
I hear he's a huge fan of Scott and Todd.
Yeah.
Blame it on them.
How many times have you seen the show? I'm a religious watcher. A religious watcher? Well, I watch it whenever I can. Sometimes I go, hunt clips on the internet. So you watch it on the internet, too? I'm not sure.
He's actually doing a survey to find out what makes his show popular before the guy gets arrested.
Yeah. So you've seen the show a lot. You watch it on the internet.
Do you feel it's top heavy with commercials?
Would you buy a DVD box set?
Guy's great. He's taking a survey.
How do you not love Chris Hansen?
Oh, this guy's great.
I'm not sure anyone I can. I love it when they play the clips on all the radio shows. Did you ever imagine that you'd be...
You heard it. All the radio shows.
Yeah,
not
see,
one
it's
radio
not just
show.
us.
See? He's not a faithful listener.
Well, that's probably a retake. He probably said Opie and Anthony again, and Chris said, could you make it look like we hit like a bigger audience?
Yes, bigger audience than just them.
He's working them.
I mean, you're pretty bad, but they are the scourge of society. We don't want to be associated.
Did you ever imagine that you'd be featured on one of our shows? Is there a hidden camera somewhere? Oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's so smooth.
A whole bunch of them, and all of a sudden they went to like the multi-camera shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the cameras started coming in, and then the guy starts remembering the show and knowing what comes next,
realizing,
oh boy, I don't just get to walk away from this, do I?
This isn't season 1, where I can leave.
Yeah, I liked season 1. Hey, Chris, can we go back to season 1 where they just kind of leave?
I want you to take that with you, though, since it's an illegal substance, all right?
So he reaches into his pocket, gets out his bag, and puts the marijuana away.
Counts that side.
Since he already suspects what's waiting for him outside, he takes his time getting ready to leave.
It's going to be a long night. Is that it? That's it. All right. Down.
And just as the man figured, the police are waiting outside.
Police, stop! Hands on your back. Bring back.
Oh, and there he goes.
There he goes.
There goes one of our fans.
Yeah.
Thanks. Could use all the listeners we can get.
Yeah.
We can't have you guys getting arrested.
Yeah. You could stop,
dummies.
You hear what happened with Chris Hansen?
No.
Oh, can you get
Did
that
somebody
clip?
finally attack him?
No.
No, don't even tell Bill.
He was doing the thing, and a guy walked in thinking it was a young girl. It was Chris Hansen, and he goes, were you here for sex? And the guy's like, no. And he goes, well, all right. But the weird part of this interview was Chris Hansen actually had a kid there, and the guy fucked the kid, and Chris went, good job. and he left. It was really weird.
What episode was that one?
The lost episode. It's on the DVD under extras.
He just keeps going.
I don't stop.
He didn't stop.
You think I don't know that was spiraling into just dullery and nothingness? I didn't care. Why? Because someone was looking for something.
I didn't care.
I didn't care.
There's a lot of rumors around that were suggesting that
what are you doing here?
That you kidnap Ace Frehley.
I don't kidnap Ace Frehley. I don't
you take
kidnap
a
him.
seat?
I want Ace to come in and talk to me. Hey, Jim.
Well, it says here you wanted to fuck her in the ass.
Enjoying the lemonade? Why don't you take a seat over there? No, take a seat right over there. Over there.
What are you doing here? I thought the house was for sale.
You thought the house was for sale?
He's got to repeat it.
Thought the house was for sale.
Like everything he says is stupid. So it's like he walks in and he goes, what are you doing here?
I was hot. I took my clothes off.
You were hot and took your clothes off then.
Yes.
So why don't you have some lemonade? Now, are you here to have sex?
No, I thought...
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the garage door was open, and I was just concerned that someone was going to steal a weed whacker.
So you saw the garage door open, and were concerned that somebody was going to steal a weed whacker.
Yeah. Am I in some sort of trouble here?
Are you in some sort of trouble?
Yeah, I guess I am, aren't I?
I love that. He does. He repeats what they say.
I love. You know what I love?
What the fuck is this guy doing?
I like how the white collar pedophiles know enough to immediately shut the fuck up, leave, and ask for a lawyer.
Lawyer up.
But the dirtbag, fucking, the average blue collar or fucking guy off the street who has a laptop somehow.
He don't know.
Yeah, he's just like.
Why don't you tell me what you're doing here? Why did you come here?
I was gonna try to fuck a 2-year-old and her 5-year-old brother. I guess I'm in trouble, aren't I?
How great would it be if the cameraman's doing the gig, so he knows where the house is, and he has a guy he doesn't like, and he goes, fucking, like, he emails a guy, and he goes, meet this hot chick here. So the guy shows up at the house all fucking ready. He walks in thinking there's an adult.
Oh, that would be brutal.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Good way to play a trick on a friend in the neighborhood.
Dude, I don't know if you noticed, that is the next, like, hack topic to have as a comedian.
But I was just joking.
No.
I was only joking.
I mean, that topic of To Catch a Predator, I went down the cellar and I did it. I had like 4 or 5 other comics just go like, dude, I basically have that exact bit. Had ended up dropping the thing. It was so, much fun to do.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
So many people, though. It's like, it's popular culture.
So here it is. We don't want to tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Bill.
Okay.
I want to get your reaction.
Okay.
So, this was a recent
anticipation.
This was a recent To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen.
Okay.
Who has to reschedule because we kind of wanted to talk about this today.
He has to reschedule.
What, did you dose them?
What?
Did you dose them?
No. They're really good. I had them before. Did you bring the smoke?
Can I just roll it up wherever?
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
He wants the decoy to smell the marijuana he brought.
Smells good. Alright, I'm just gonna go get something to drink while you finish that up, okay? You want something?
It seems something about that line gets this man thinking. Perhaps he's heard it before.
That's key. Perhaps he's
heard it before.
All right, that's key. And
Perhaps he's heard it before.
That's the setup. You ready?
Love him.
Are you ready, Bill?
Okay.
I want you to just keep your hands right where I can see them, okay? And I want you to sit right down there. No, keep your hands right where I can see them. All right. What is this right here? Some pot. Some pot. And what was your plan tonight? Fun, come down, talk to her. Talk to her.
Come down.
You're Chris Hansen? I am. Have you seen the show? You have seen it? I thought you were real funny on Opie and Anthony. Oh, you listened to me on Opie and Anthony? Can I honestly tell you something? Yeah. I almost think in the back of my mind that I almost wanted this to happen.
No fucking, no way.
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah, that's one of our fans.
We've made it in pop culture, man.
What a proud day for us all.
What a plug.
What a plug.
That'll help the merger.
No fucking way.
Oh, you heard me on Opie and Anthony.
Oh, yeah. And we got this voicemail overnight. That happened, and then all our phones fucking went nuts, right? And Doug Stanhope called from in the middle of a desert somewhere on the Mexican border with this.
Steven, it's Douglas Stanhope. We're drinking wine at the border here, and oh my God, some To Catch a Predator guy just mentioned O&A as though you've had this Chris Matthews,
he says.
entrapment connoisseur as a guest, and this guy knows him from you guys. Oh, I would like a fight. All right. That's such a dog program. We baited long before Perverted Justice baited. And I'll talk to you on the air or on the phone. It's dog. It's bull. You act like this. I won't talk now. I'll save it. End
of message. All right, what's going on with our staff? Why can't we have all the curses? We're over here at XM now.
That's the only version I had was from.
There should be an unbleeped version.
There should be an unbleeped version. It came in unbleeped. It should be automatic that we just record. Get it on disc.
All right, I'll get it.
I'm not blaming you, E-Rock.
I am.
All right, I'll get it.
Why wasn't it?
Well, he's the only one in the room. I mean, why don't we have like the unbleeped version of that?
I mean, we're acting like a bunch of blank holes.
Right.
See, how stupid does that sound on XM?
So we were going to have Chris Hansen on to talk about that.
Chris Hansen.
Fucking Andy Walker didn't get us an updated fucking version.
Some pot. What is that you got there? Some pot. Some pot.
Yeah, I was just gonna, see if she liked the smell of it.
Like the smell of it.
If you listen to that clip, now the punchline there was the fact that the guy listened to the show. But listen to when Chris Hansen, if we could play that again, because he does repeat what the guy says. It's a great little tactic. And someone's saying that's a classic police interrogation tactic.
And it's got to be pointed out, first time I've ever seen Bill Burr shocked. Your mouth went.
It was like, oh my
your
God.
Your mouth went agape.
It's one of yours.
Like,
I couldn't believe.
God.
Dude, there's just nothing funny about fucking a kid.
Oh, we understand that.
I'm just like,
it's one of ours.
That
there you go.
Said. Trust me, we didn't know what we're like.
No, it just really made me think. Like at any given moment, there's like a pedophile learning about whales on the Discovery Channel.
Right. Exactly.
They watch TV too. They listen. They're just like us.
They listen to the radio.
Except
they
for
listen
that
to
one
show.
little tick.
Bill, you've had pedophiles in your audience. That's what it comes down to, okay?
Do you ever wonder if you've ever like sat next to or talked to like a serial killer?
Oh yeah, I think shit like that all the time. Absolutely.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like in a diner, he just finishing murdered.
Yeah.
Like 3 people. He's getting pigs in a blanket. And you're like, hey, dude, do you mind if I get the ketchup? And they don't have it.
Your hand touches it. Just murdered somebody.
I'm just hoping when you die, like God, like sits you down and goes, "Wow, remember when you were 18 and you decided not to get in that car? Well, that this was going to happen."
Oh
to
yeah,
you.
That would have been a good one.
This is how many times I saved your ass.
Right. Or you were sitting next to a serial killer in that diner, but at the moment that he was going to kind of make his move, you decided you needed to take a leak, and he got nervous at that point and left him, moved on to another victim. Like, I would love to know how close I was to some fucked up shit.
God is too busy to do that. Here's what God would do. God would walk up and go, "You know the poem Footprints?" You'd go, "Yeah." He'd go, "Know it." Learn it. That's what God does. And by the way, Bill, not only has a pedophile been in your show, but there's been somebody who has listened to your CD and enjoyed it.
Why are you going to ruin?
And said, "This guy is great," and then turn the thing off and said, "I got to go inside now and molest my daughter."
Oh shit!
Oh wow!
Someone has laughed at your joke.
Yes.
This guy is fucking hilarious.
Oh wow!
Yep.
I got to get in there though because she's 5 and she's been sleeping.
I gotta destroy a young person's life after listening to your chuckles.
Not inspired by your CD, but I mean that is the juxtaposition of us as entertainers with the public. Some great fans.
That's right.
And occasionally the one, I know guys, occasionally the one who will enjoy your CD and then go, "God, I have to fuck that kid."
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It happens. That's what kind of a society we live in. You just don't know.
So, Chris Hansen talks about the brownies.
Yeah, listen to the repeating. It's great.
I want you to just keep your hands right where I can see them, okay? And I want you to sit right down there. No, keep your hands right where I can see them.
Why would the guy listen? How about this? No.
What is this right here? Some pot. Some pot. And what was your plan tonight? Come down, talk to her. Talk to her. You're Chris Hansen.
I'm Chris Hansen.
Have you seen the show? You have seen it. I thought you were real funny on Opie and Anthony. Oh, you listened to me on Opie and Anthony? Can I honestly tell you something?
Yeah.
I almost think in the back of my mind that I almost wanted this to happen.
Did you?
Did you really?
I bet you didn't.
The guy would. It'd be funny if the Chris Hansen's like, "And why are you here?" And the guy went, "I'm a cunt." I'm a cunt.
I'm a cunt.
I'm a cunt.
Oh, you got me. Damn.
Can that listener do a phone in? When they're in prison?
We're trying to find him.
Getting just anally destroyed.
Well, of course, this is when he knew something was up.
No homo.
One more quick clip.
Using show lines.
Yeah. How funny would it have been though if he said, "Let me, you be the guy. I'll be Chris Hansen."
Yeah.
So, what are you doing here?
Just here to meet the girl.
Oh, to meet the girl.
Yeah, I thought, I'd see what she was doing. We chatted. Yeah, I thought you were really funny on the Opie and Anthony show.
Baba Booey. That wasn't a particularly good impression of Chris Hansen, but you get the picture.
It was the great Karnak.
Bloody diapers and a brownie.
I like how Jim couldn't do the voice, but he thought if he crossed his hands like
his
this,
hands that it would
he was going to get his essence.
Well,
Jim captures the essence.
Me, Chris Hansen, abuse you with a broom handle.
Here's one last clip from that episode.
What's so funny about the brownies? Right when I started brownies, I knew. You knew what? I knew I was going to be running into you. I think this is the first time we've had brownies. I'm kind of chuckling about it just because, I shouldn't have. So you think it's funny? No, I don't think it's funny. I mean, it's funny how dumb I'm really turning into.
Turning? No, you're there, Betty.
You've turned.
The journey is complete.
Oh, just kind of chuckling, and then he's got to bring it all back. You think it's funny?
Because he knows we're going to play the clip after he says Opie and Anthony.
Right. Yeah.
He did everything but say richvoss.com.
That's great, man.
Wouldn't it be great if the guy just went with it and he goes, "You think it's funny?" Yes! Yes!
It's hilarious. Think about it.
And then he just goes, Frunkus.
Yes. You think it's funny?
And then he's sitting there going, Frunkus.
Frunkus. So, you just use the line.
richvoss.com.
Can we call Voss?
Yeah.
His wife is supposed to have a baby. Can someone find out if our friend is having a baby?
By the way,
what's he doing with that baby?
We got Chris Hansen.
Yes.
From To Catch a Predator.
Mm-hmm.
That show is beyond huge.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. He's been on our show a couple times. On the phone, in studio.
Yep.
Let's get him in here.
Sure.
Chris Hansen, everybody.
Oh, Steve's going to get him.
Oh, okay.
They're doing marathons now on MSNBC. 9 to 4 in the morning.
Yeah, love it.
Got a little surprise for him.
Hey, how are you? Good. Why don't you take a seat over there, Chris?
I know that was coming.
Enjoying the cookies and lemonade?
We know we had brownies at the last...
Take a seat. Brownies, did you? Brownies.
Exactly.
So, what are you doing here?
I just came to be on the Opie and Anthony show.
On the Opie and Anthony show?
Well, yeah. I've been here before.
You've been here before. So you've done this before.
No, you're supposed to say, it's not your first time.
So it's not your first time. I have a few
you have transcripts
of things that, well, let's listen to them together and see if you recognize any of these. Is this you, Chris?
I'm not going to avoid the subject. I would like to make love to you after we are done boot shopping. I have a serious fetish for boots.
Do you have a fetish for boots? Is that what you were saying in this?
This is like the being put on the spot here. It's
well, you did say that, didn't you? I believe that's your voice. Do we have another clip for Chris?
I can't control my horny level. I want to blank your brains out. I can't help it. You know, when I read that back to that particular potential predator, there was something in the back of my mind that said, that could come back to haunt me.
Well, so you're saying you've read this back?
Before.
This was in reference to a 15-year-old girl.
Well, it was.
I think we have one more clip. Chris, is this you?
Remember, sex is a little nasty. I don't want your dad to find stuff in his bed.
Chris, you're a responsible journalist. And now you understand your life is ruined. I'd like to bring our camera crew out here. You do realize this is on video.
You're supposed to say, there's something I've got to tell you. We're Opie and Anthony. We're on 92.3 K-Rock.
He invented this game.
Yeah, but
he's so damn good at it.
Yeah, but he's sweating a little bit. Just a little bit. You can hear it.
Early. We usually shoot these investigations at night. I have the whole day to prepare.
I'm sorry, our camera crew's not as big as yours.
No.
Exactly.
I love when they come out with the booms too. That's fantastic.
Well, you got to hear everything.
Well, Chris Hansen.
Wait, can we play the last one?
What is there more?
Well, we had a whole bunch. For this one, we just got to play.
All right, let's hear this
creepy hearing Chris Hansen say this.
You are ready to have my thang in your...
Oh, jeez.
Was that a black dude?
Well, it was typed off as a thang.
But I'm saying the way he had to add thang.
Well, he's just reading the transcripts as they come out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
His monotone... non-attached reading style left at the thing.
You don't want to sound like it's tittillating.
Baby.
But here's the thing. A lot of times, I'm talking to these guys, and they're not very vocal, and sometimes the best way to get them to talk is to go back and read the transcripts. And I read them, verbatim.
Right.
And we try to balance, showing people what these guys are capable of doing and not trying.
Yeah, we get one of the black dudes, the soul shake, like the extra black. Like he was like, "What's up, man?" and gave you the thing. You just follow along with the.
No, but I did in the last investigation. I did get a
And then you get around.
This is the guy who was the fan of yours. Right?
Hey,
we've been playing.
Wait a minute.
I can turn this around.
He invented it. I'm telling you.
I've seen you watch that street before. I'll let this go so long. I'll flip this around.
Wait a minute. We're still arguing the fact if this guy was an actual fan of our show.
Oh, it's so true.
We have a lot at stake here.
Well,
we think he might have been a casual listener.
Casual?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
This guy came in, and he had the conversation with the on-site decoy in this most recent investigation, and she was brilliant because she could really engage these guys. So not only did we see this online grooming and this contact, we saw this play out in real time, and these guys were saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And so this happens, and it comes time for me to walk out, and he says, you're Chris Hansen. And I said, how did you know that? He goes, I'm a religious viewer. I never miss an episode. I pull them off the internet. And before I can formulate the next question, he says, oh, and I heard you on Opie and Anthony. You're pretty good. And I'm like, do you get the trouble that...
don't you understand this isn't a meet and greet?
Yeah.
You're pretty much screwed here.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Can I ask you a question, Chris?
Absolutely.
Why don't you... I watched the show. Matter of fact, they do marathons now, like...
On MSNBC.
Like they used to do Lockup, they changed it to it's Predator Night.
Yeah, and I used to love Lockup.
Lockup's gone.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's figure this out. The age 13, 14, all right, there's so many guys that get caught that there has to be something about that age that has to be a teetering age. Can you lower the age to 9 so that it is exact? Wait a minute.
Insane.
So that you know.
He's wearing a tie.
Because there's so many dudes that come in to this 13 is not stopping people.
Patrice, that's supposed to show that there's a problem here.
Yes.
Not the fact that you lower the age to get these guys off the hook.
No. Not to get them off the hook.
See, I was with you if you said 15.
Wait a minute. No.
Jesus.
Lower the age to 9. Let me make sure you understand this.
He's in shock over there.
Listen to this. Listen, I don't care if Chris is in shock. Listen to this. Stop being a journalist for a
Clearly.
second. Meaning the perverted justice people
the decoys.
Lower the decoy age to something fouler than 13.
Most people would say 13 is foul.
Don't try to back me into a corner.
I'm not backing you into a corner.
13 is an arguable age. I'm going to tell you why. I talked to my girlfriend the other day. I said, when did you have sex? She said 13 is when I first had sex with a 17-year-old guy. I said, did you feel like you were raped? Did you feel like you was taken advantage of? She said, no, I wanted to have sex. So I'm saying there's a few 13-year-olds that are having sex, I think not under the coercion.
Yeah, but they don't want with 30-year-old guys and
but
stuff.
Make the age 9 so you go, Because people are going 14.
But people are saying, to 13.
Let Chris answer.
The law is the law. And the reality is this, and I understand your point, but I think from the decoy's point of view, when perverted justice does this, they try to set up the most realistic scenario. And you would see most often, I think, a scenario where a 13 or 14-year-old could conceivably be home alone, where perhaps a 9-year-old may not be.
And they're also trying to keep it sexy and hot.
To keep it, this is what I'm saying here, to keep it coming. So that if you lower it to 9, dudes that do that, you go, let's work our way from the bottom. Because 13 and 14, basically what he's saying, it's an appealing age to come for dudes to be like, 14.
Well, it seems to be the age that a lot of these girls and guys, these predators, are using the computer and communicating with each other, are mostly in that age bracket.
Well, I think that's the age bracket that these potential predators target, because those are kids who are online and they're curious,
right?
And they're out there in the social networking sites and in the chat rooms, so naturally they become the targets.
Yeah,
for this type
they're going for where the targets are.
Hey,
that's all.
Why aren't you drinking our lemonade?
I wouldn't.
My coffee here.
Wouldn't drink that either.
Well, the cookies.
God knows where the interns got it.
Exactly. We didn't poison the cookies.
He's smart. He's a smart man.
I haven't survived this long. By being on the show.
I've been watching MSNBC, and on the weekends, it is just. I was talking about this the other day. I don't know how it's affecting people, but it is murder weekend. It is just murder weekend. Every weekend, you could see murders and then how they catch the people. And I'm fascinated by this. And I saw one that you actually did a story on. And it was a while ago. You were adorable. You must have been very young in your younger days. It was that double jeopardy case.
It was the Malignado.
Oh, my God.
Down in...
was that one is unbelievable.
That was the twins you were telling me about?
No, this was the one where a man...
down in Louisville, Kentucky?
Yeah, in Kentucky. He murdered his wife.
Correct.
And he had some girlfriend accomplice help him out. They photographed this murder and took some of her jewelry, did horrible things to her before they murdered her.
Wait, so they murdered her and they took all sorts of pictures?
Yeah, as he was having sex with her and murdering her. And they could never find these pictures or the missing jewelry, and that's what the case really hinged on with the jury.
But how did they know there was pictures?
Well,
somebody else.
The
woman rolled.
What happened was they tried this guy, and basically he got off.
Mm-hmm.
And some years later, as I recall, he sold the house, and the people came in to recarpet.
Yeah, pulled up the carpet.
They pulled up the carpet, and in one of the areas where there was a ventilation, they found some canisters of undeveloped film. And they developed this film, and it is photographic evidence of the actual murder.
Wow. And they couldn't, it's double jeopardy, so they got him on a perjury charge.
Right, they did.
But
50-year perjury.
He's out. Yeah, I think they tried. They got some like 8 years.
Good, yeah.
But he's out now, and whenever a camera approaches him, he just starts quoting gospel and... he's you're born again, so he doesn't address it. He just goes, the Lord will be my judge. And
do you ever get scared of Max Cady stuff, Chris? Like, first, do you have police in there? That's what we was discussing before. Do you have people in there in case a dude goes, you mother, I'm going to knock you out right now?
Well, we have a very detailed security protocol that we have, and so it's tailored to each individual location, and whether we're doing a predator thing or whether we're doing iPod theft or ID theft and we're in West Africa, I mean, we have a team in place, so I feel pretty comfortable.
I saw that.
Karate. You can fight, can't you?
Well, I grew up in Detroit.
He can fight.
All right. He can take care of himself.
That's all he needs to say.
And here's another thing I like to ask, and sometimes I get a little bored watching you just catch it. Could you do something just like when the guys come up, have a 50-year-old woman answer the door, and just have the guys just go, wait a minute.
Yeah, we want bloopers.
13?
We want some bloopers.
It's not really a show conducive to comedy.
We want bloopers. We want Benny Hill music.
I don't think you can really spin it funny.
You old.
Hey, I saw the Scam Show also. That was great from the Nigerian scammers. And when you get the guy running down the street, you must have known that was going to be funny.
He was moving fast.
Wait, could you explain? I didn't see this.
These are the guys, investigators call it the Nigerian scams.
Sure.
And they get you online. Hi, I'm so-and-so and so-and-so, and I need your help. I've got $38 million, but I need you to put up $10,000, give me a bank account. And people fall for this stuff all the time.
Amazing.
There was a treasurer in Michigan who invested not only his own money but some county funds in this thing, thinking that it's alluring. It's like these people get drawn in these sweetheart swindles online. People are lonely. They spend time in these chat rooms, and they develop these relationships, and these other kind of predators prey on their emotions, and that wins over the intellect, and suddenly they're carving checks. But we had this guy who we had been in contact with, and I was posing as Rich Greenback.
Yes, Rich Greenback. He had like money that were all money names. It was really funny.
Jimmy DeMoney.
Jimmy DeMoney was one of I love it.
My producer in this case, Tim Muellinger, who's a great guy, and he found this pub in London, and the ruse was that I was part owner of it, and that's where we had to have the meeting. Well, they always want to get you into their territory, but we wanted to get them in ours. So the guy comes in, he's looking around, and we sit down, and we have the meeting. I said, look, we had a little problem with the funds transfer, but here's $500, and we'll get back later in the day. And so we're back and forth, and we meet him in different locations in London, and we look at Rolls Royces that I'm going to buy. Once this money comes in, we're sitting in it, and we're all comfy. And so finally, the guy comes back, and I confront him. I lowered the boom. And I said, look, I know that you're trying to rip me off, and this guy is sweating profusely. And we're in this pub, and he looks up and he says, can I get a beer? I need a little bracer to take the edge off.
He starts drinking. He confronted one guy on the street and pretty much told him, I know you're trying to scam people. And the guy just turned and started running away. And you're just standing in the street going, excuse me, you want to talk?
But you feel like running can make anything go away.
Yeah.
If you run fast
And the best
enough.
part is how you ask him, could I have my $500 back?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, yeah, actually gives him the $500
Yeah,
bucks
the finance
back.
people were so happy because I got this
got
bait
the money back
each time. Yeah, it was great.
Are you at the top of your, like, what you do in the news world, is that, like, is it more prestigious to be Bill O'Reilly, be you, be blah,
Well, it's just different.
Oberman or something?
It's just different. I've always enjoyed investigative reporting. When I was 14 years old, I lived a mile away from the restaurant where Jimmy Hoffa was kidnapped, and I became enthralled with this whole story, and I saw the network show up, and the FBI was there, and it just, I got bit by the bug then. So I've always enjoyed this sort of reporting.
If they offered you Stone Phillips' job, would that be something you go, ooh, I would love to do that? Or you'd be like, I'd rather stay doing what I'm doing?
It's not going to say no.
I've got a great gig, to be honest with you, and they let me do the kinds of stories I like to do. And one of the things that has come out of the Predator investigations is it has been a reminder that this kind of enterprise reporting, this kind of impact journalism, is not only something that people are interested in, that people watch, but it makes a difference. It creates a dialogue. It raises awareness, and it's, quite frankly, engaging for me. It's interesting. I love going to work. I love, who gets to go on a plane and go to West Africa and track down some ID thieves? Who gets to do that?
Right.
It's got to be like, even though you're doing something for the greater good, let's say, getting these people off the streets, it's got to feel good personally at a personal, just a basic human level, where you go, I'd love to get my hands on this guy that's doing this. Like when I read those scam emails,
right,
I want to write back and just go, who do you think you're kidding? I'm insulted that you sent me this.
Right,
that you think I'm so stupid.
And you get to confront these guys, and above and beyond that, I work with some really smart, talented people. I mean, the producers with whom I work get it on every level, and they're not only bright journalists, they're good pals, and so I have it pretty good.
Why is the show so popular, do you think?
To Catch a Predator?
Yeah.
It's a combination of things. It's this knowledge that these guys are out there, and most people only see it on this anonymous, nameless, faceless genre, where it's just text. And we bring this to life. And so you see the face of this guy walk in, and he's not a guy that has the word Predator tattooed on his forehead. He looks like the guy standing next to you at the dry cleaners on Saturday morning. And I think it's surprising to people that Joe Average, would not only engage in this explicit discussion, which is in most states illegal in itself, but to walk into a stranger's home in a suburb, into a $3 million house on the Jersey Shore on the beach.
The beach ones are hilarious.
No big deal.
The beach ones are hilarious, but the girl just sitting there just happens to have 2 beach chairs set up.
Yeah.
I was watching that over the weekend.
I think another compelling thing about the show is the fact that you're not seeing the people in cuffs, in a mugshot.
Right.
You're seeing it taking place as it's happening.
And that was what was so compelling about the last investigation was this, Casey, our decoy, who, 18-year-old college student, theater, dance, who looks...
She really looks the part. 13. It was amazing.
And she was really, but she was really smart. And she had the ability to engage these guys in a way that we had not seen before. And I think it was startling to people to see this real-time, live grooming process take place.
After the first time, did you go, after you did it the first time, did you go, we might as well make the best of this because this will never be able to be done again? And you're like, wait a minute, every week we're getting 15 dudes to come see?
I figured we'd do it, 2, maybe 3 times. And when we went to Riverside County, California, which is the first time we did our investigation and law enforcement did a parallel investigation, I really sort of thought, wow, what are the odds that we're going to have anybody walk into this house? We may come back with nothing but video of me pacing in a kitchen like the Maytag repairman. And this is the one where we had 51 guys show up.
51?
Guys were running into each other. We had a Homeland Security agent. We had a teacher. We had, guys from all walks of life.
Can I ask you a statistical question?
Sure.
Okay, we see the guys on your show.
Right.
How many dudes and how many teenage girls, how many times is this scenario that you playing out with perverted justice happening
in real life?
Yeah. That's not getting caught.
It's impossible to tell because of the nature of the internet. You know, the Justice Department really doesn't have good figures on this. I mean, they can tell you how many murders take place in any given city. They can tell you the recidivism rate for any given crime, but you can't track this stuff. You know, we know anecdotally that we can go into any city in America and have this happen. But in terms of how often it really happens, nobody really knows. I mean, that's the nature of the internet.
And you keep it at the letter of the law. Like earlier, you go, hey, it's the law. Now, is there something where you ever discuss in your own mind or to people like where you go, okay, here's the age? Because there's a lot of Indian dudes on your show, and they're shocked. And I do stand up, and I talk to Indian dudes, and the age is something ridiculous over there where they're from. And they go, what? 14? That's old.
Well, I think that the people who come into the house reflect the population of the city we're in and the professions. If we're near a military base, we'll see more military guys. If we're near Silicon Valley,
I know what you're doing now. I'm not making it a racial question.
But there's no
making it a law like
racial issue.
Like say there's no law.
Right.
There's no standard of law and an age that you just make up and decide.
But in this country, the law is the law.
The law is the law. But I'm saying, is there like a thing where you guys go, it's like say if it was 16, the law was 17 in the state you're in, and then you send out a 16-year-old thing, and guys are coming out to see a 16-year-old, but the law is 17 where you are. So are you going to have the same outrage or the same disgust that the dude that's doing the 16-year-old
I think that the protocol for perverted justice decoys is that they wouldn't even set up that scenario because it would be it wouldn't be illegal. It wouldn't be.
No, I mean, like, if 16 was...
a little marginal call right there.
Like, I think California's like 16.
Let's go to Mike in Jersey. This comes up a lot. Mike, go ahead. We got Chris Hansen on our show.
How you doing, guys? Notice how he said shut up.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
All right, what's your question?
Well, I think it's entrapment. I think it's wrong. I mean, say...
I don't think he mean... Dude, calm down for a second. Wait a minute. I don't think he meant set up as in setting them up. I think he meant the scenario, and because cameras, police, things have to be set up, houses, so he's not saying he's trying to entrap the people. He's saying the scenario, he's not going to set up a 16-year-old scenario.
I know the guys are scumbags, but it's still entrapment.
You must get that a lot.
Yeah,
here's the entrapment.
Here's why it's not, and it's because when the perverted justice decoys go into the chat rooms, they simply have a profile which includes a picture that's unmistakably underage, and they sit and wait. They never make the first move. It's always the potential predator who makes the first move.
And isn't it the intent that is the crime? That's why a lot of people say, well, I was role-playing.
Right. It varies from state to state, the laws do, but in a lot of states, the online solicitation in and of itself could constitute a felony.
Regardless of who's on the other end.
Well, if it's somebody who they believe is underage. I mean, the police do sting operations all the time, and the decoy is not always, a 12 or 13-year-old kid.
Sure.
But that's how these people are called.
Right. Hey, we're running out of time here. We want to promote the... you're doing something on Dateline there, Chris?
Tonight at 10 Eastern, we are doing an investigation into iPod theft. And we didn't realize what a problem this was until one of our senior producers' sons had his iPod stolen. So we decided to go out and see if we could track these things and who was taking them. So we bought about 20 iPods, and we inserted into the package software. So whoever ended up with this thing would register with Apple and register with us. So then we had this 32-foot RV, right? And it's outfitted like a Predator house, hidden cameras and everything. And it's got a banner on the side saying music giveaway. And so when we'd identify where one of these things was, we'd pull up, and the producer would get out with balloons and a camera crew, a la Prize Patrol, knock on the door and say, you're eligible for this free music giveaway, this music download card. They'd come into the RV, and I'm sitting there, and I'd sit down, and I'd ask them, where'd you get it? Best Buy, Circuit City, cash or credit card, right? What kind of music do you have on it? And for 20 minutes, go on. I'd say, there's a video I want you to see. And of course, there's a monitor up there. And in the video is, in some cases, of them stealing the actual iPod. And it goes back around to the question, should Apple do more? Could it do more? What's the responsibility to track these things, given the fact that, this eye-jacking,
right,
as it's called, is epidemic?
You know what I'm thinking? So the guy goes into the RV, he sees you like, oh no, I didn't touch her. And then it's like, oh, he got me because I stole an iPod. He's like,
they see you like, no, man,
look, I'm not trying to say that iPod theft is the same as
yeah, but as soon as they see you, though, they're like, they're in a panic, like, oh no.
People would come in and say, hey, you look like that Chris Hansen. I said, I get that all the time.
They're pretty much relieved that you got him for an iPod freaking theft instead of the other one.
It's really a fun.
It sounds like a lot. And also you got a book out there, right?
Absolutely. It's on the whole predator issue, the enemy already in your home. And, I took all these experiences that I've had and looking in the eyes of some 300 of these guys and talked to some of the experts in this field and distilled this information for parents to help keep their kids safe online.
It's called To Catch a Predator, Protecting Your Kids from Online Enemies Already in Your Home.
Before we go, though, I got to ask you if you're allowed to talk about the lawsuit at all that's against the network.
Look, I can tell you this. I'm a little limited because the lawsuit's actually been filed, but, the lawyers have gone through the claims. They're without merit, and NBC is going to defend itself vigorously.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can file a lawsuit, and they don't have to verify the things that are in it.
It's a guy that apparently took his life because he was caught in one of the...
the DA?
Yeah.
I was actually... I ain't gonna lie to you. The DA. I was like, good for you. Because he was one of the dudes that helped set up the whole thing, supposedly.
Well, it is kind of ironic, isn't
family,
it?
Right?
Yeah.
All right, listen, we got a break. We're running out of show here. Chris Hansen, it's always a pleasure.
Guys, thanks for having me. I
always a pleasure, man.
I'm really mad you didn't drink any of our lemonade or even try the cookies.
Got me some coffee.
You got the coffee, though. Tonight, it's on Dateline. Chris tracks down stolen iPods and confronts the thieves in a hidden camera investigation. 10 o'clock tonight on NBC.
Well, Chris, now you're free to go. I think what's waiting for you outside. Thanks so much, man. Always a pleasure having you on, man.
I appreciate it.
All right. Chris Hansen was great, wasn't he?
That was fun.
We're going to make a video of that. Anthony doing Chris Hansen to Chris Hansen with the lemonade and the cookies, playing his transcripts. I'm telling you, we got a great video.
I think he was a little shook up at the beginning.
I heard in his voice like, oh my, this is how it is to be on the other side.
So this is how it feels. We had the lemonade and cookies out for him.
Sam's going to work on the video. We should have it in a couple hours. I think Break.com will throw it on their front page.
And I'm glad he didn't drink the lemonade or eat the cookies because I wouldn't even do that. The podium yesterday had pubes on it.
All right. You're right.
I don't think we need food to be given to our guests.
Yeah.
When that's the pubic podium.
You're right. I'm just excited we might have a viral video.
Maybe.
Everyone's about making that viral video. Let's be honest with each other.
Exactly.
And we think we got one that might get a few hits now if Sam cuts it up nice.
Maybe.